can do it both through the air and on the ground. But Mo, he has been impressive this season, including leading the Rams to that victory over UNH last week.
One thing about Devin, and I think he's proved over the course of the season so far, is that he's a true leader. He's a guy, even though the start of the games haven't been hot for Rhode Island, he's able to push them through, keep the train rolling, and get the offense on the right page as the second half comes about.
Yeah, you see that beautiful ball he threw to Marquise Buchanan in the second half of the victory over UNH. For URI defensively, though, it's co-defensive player of the week, Freddie Millay. Look at those stats. 8 tackles, a forced fumble, and an INT. A very impressive effort from Freddie Millay last week, Mo.
You might think that Millay was playing linebacker with those stats. He's a great physical defensive back player. He's a guy that's not afraid to come up, make big hits, and fit into the run game for the Rhode Island defense. It's something that's going to need to happen today against Maine Black Bears.
Yeah, he's going to be tasked with a strong defensive effort that's going to have to contain this man, Carter Peavy, the Mercer transfer, and he completes a lot of passes, Mo. Just under 70% completion percentage this season, 1,300 yards, a very impressive arm for the Black Bears.
Something that Maine does and has done for a long time. They're a true pro-style offense. They want to throw a bunch of different pro-style formations at you, under center, in the gun, it doesn't matter. They want to hit high percentage throws and run the ball down your throat, and that's something that Carter Peavy does a great job of doing. High percentage throws all the time.
And so Peavy's offense and Farrell's offense will match up here in Kingston. Those are some guys on the Maine Black Bears and the Rams. Let's take a look at our third member of our team, Chris Warner's down at field level. Chris, how are you?
With the helmet. Doing fantastic. As you mentioned, Stone, beautiful day here in Kingston, Rhode Island. But the big story for both of these teams is that they're both coming off of huge FCS top 25 wins last week. Number 15 URI beat their rival number 24 New Hampshire, while the Black Bears are coming off an upset win against number 5 Villanova. In fact, the Black Bears were named FCS National Team of the Week for their performance. Long-standing history between these two conference juggernauts, but the question is, who's going to keep the hot streak going in today's
Rhode Island will receive. Start the game. Shake hands, gentlemen.
Thanks so much, Chris, as we had a great look at the coin toss there. Miss Rhode Island out there to flip the coin at the interlocking RI logo at the center of the field. We'll get an interview with Miss Rhode Island at halftime coming up later. This is a good game here. As Montana mentioned, two old school rivals going at it, Maine and URI. The Black Bears hold the advantage 62-36, 3 ties. That's Jordan Stevens in his 3rd season at Maine. He's a native of the state of Maine, an alum of the University of Maine, and he's 0-2 against the Rams early on in his career. He's been the Maine Black Bears coach since 2021 after being the assistant head coach at Yale. On the other side of the football, it's Jim Fleming. Everybody knows Flem, his 11th season at the University of Rhode Island. In 2002, he led the Rams to their first win over Maine since 2006. Mo, you played for Coach Fleming. You've gotten a good look here at Jordan Stevens. Kind of two different quarterbacks in terms of one, a veteran, he's been around a while, one new to the head coaching ranks, but both really good, and they have really good teams in this CAA, Mo.
Exactly. Coach Fleming, a guy that's been around for a long time. I know he's starting to get up there in age a little bit, 65 years old. But he's an amazing coach, an amazing defensive coach, a guy that can really get his team fired up, ready to go. I've been in those locker rooms, and he is a fiery dude. But the guys you get from Maine, those are hard-nosed guys. They work out in the bitter cold. They'll be -5 degrees, and they'll be out there working out outside. So I have no doubt in my mind that Maine is coming to Kingston to play today.
Yeah, the wind will be a factor today. It's a beautiful day on this homecoming weekend, but the wind at 16 miles per hour, just saw in the bottom corner of your screen, and right on cue, the ball is blown off the tee, so that'll be a factor. We will certainly take a look at that as the game goes on. From the look at the flags on the top of the goalposts, the wind is moving from right to left, so Maine will have the wind at the back here as they kick this thing away. Kicker is out for Maine. It's Bryson, 2 men back for URI to receive, and this one's going to go well out of the back of the end zone. So Devin Farrell and the Rams will start this drive at the 25-yard line. Montana, this Maine team, right, you look at just their stats in terms of final scores of games. It's kind of hit or miss, but in the games that their defense shows up, they win, right? Colgate, 17-14, it's a victory. Merrimack, 26-15, it's a victory, right? Albany, who was ranked number 21 when the Black Bears played them, 34-20. And then that win over Villanova, number 5 in the country last week, holding the number 5 team to just 7 points, right? That is an impressive thing for Maine early on. It's their defense can kind of dictate the game.
Well, on the defensive side of the ball, you always try to say you hold the team to under 3 touchdowns, you're most likely to win the game. You got to rely on your offense to be able to put the ball in the end zone 4 times or so in a game, 3 times in a field goal. But you want to be able to hold the team under 3 touchdowns a game.
The Rams go on the ground to start off this contest, and it'll be a modest gain for number 4. That's Malik Grant. As we take a look at the starters for URI, Bethea, Buxton, Alexander, Robinson, and Cooper rather, is the tackle. And then the offense, the running back Grant we just saw, Buchanan, Gaines, and Harris, some speedy wideouts, along with Brady Rourke, the tight end for Devin Farrell, to work with. Becomes 2nd and 8 for URI. Marquise Buchanan is the wide receiver inside the numbers at the bottom of the formation. Hit a touchdown last week against UNH. Farrell rolls out, and he's got no one. He's just going to throw it away. He was looking Buchanan's way, though, Mo.
A basic little smash pattern, rollout smash pattern right there. Couldn't find anybody. Great coverage. You want to try to flood those zones on the short side of the field.
The defense for Maine, they run a 3 linebacker look with Keyshawn Dyson, the St. Francis transfer, one of the top defensive players in the conference. He leads that linebacking core. There's some question marks in the cornerback position for Maine, Kamara being one of them, Blackwell as well. We'll see if they're out there as this game progresses. Snap back to Farrell on 3rd and long. They got to go deep down the far sideline, and it's reeled in. The Rams. It's Sean Harris into Maine territory on 3rd and 7. Pat Murphy, the OC for the Rams, takes a shot downfield, and it pays off.
Rhode Island, great play call. They start off in a traditional shotgun wing T formation. The exit motion, draw some distraction to the outside, and boom, you take a shot downfield. A great catch there by Sean Harris.
Sean Harris is fast, and it was on full display there. As the Rams get the completion, they're into Maine territory. On 3rd down, the Rams convert. Motion for URI offensively now, and they'll go back on the ground. And this time the O-line does its job. A nice push up front that allows URI to gain 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Rams.
Rhode Island taking a little page out of the Penn State book from last week or 2 weeks ago, where they bring a big guy in motion across. They run a little trap, tight end trap, inside zone, split zone right up the middle. Good job by Rourke, hitting a good trap block, and a good job by the Rhode Island offensive line with a great push.
Rhode Island with just 318 total yards of offense last week in the victory over UNH. 171 of those yards on the ground as the passes deflected at the line of scrimmage. Nice defensive effort from Maine, as it was number 33. That's Dyson, who we talked about earlier, that gets his hand in the passing lane. Brings up 3rd down again, Mo.
Dyson is a great defensive player for this Maine Black Bear team. A guy that can make tackles, do everything. He puts pressure on. Good hand-eye coordination, can see the ball, can bat the ball down. I'm excited to watch him play over the course of the day today.
31 yards is what the pass play went from Farrell to Harris on 3rd down. Last set of downs for the Rams. 3rd and 6. Empty backfield for Farrell. He's got plenty of time looking downfield again, and it is incomplete. No flags come in. And just an underthrown ball, Mo, that's incomplete. Into the wind as well. And you got to think now this could be 4-down territory. And no, they're going to bring out the special teams unit.
I mean, you're inside the 40.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to go for it, especially early. You already have a big play going downfield. Maybe you try something again. But I think a safe call right here to punt it, play the field position game for a little bit, feel out the Maine offense, put your amazing defense on the field and let them rock.
Yeah, that defense last week for Rhode Island gave up 9 points, but gave up a touchdown with a minute left, had held UNH to just 3 points early on, and a beautiful punt for URI. They're going to play the field position game, and it works out elegantly for the Rams. Excellent job by their punter, Devin Walter, that pins Maine at the 2-yard line. So that's where this offense will start for Maine. But Mo, you got to look back to last week for Rhode Island, special teams wise, right? They had a block punt that led to the safety. It was only 3-2 at the half. They were trailing a point to UNH, and then they got a touchdown later on when UNH muffed a punt return. So that's a swing there. That's 9 points for URI off special teams last week.
To win a football game, you typically have to win 2 out of the 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, special team. Rhode Island last week proved that their special teams unit can be a winner in every single game going forward, and it just proved right there. Great operation on the punt.
So Peavy's going to have to operate from his own end zone. The Black Bears go on the ground on their first play from scrimmage. And hopping up from the bottom of the pile was number 21. That's Bryant Santana-Fiss. And here's the look at the Maine offense. Some big fellas up front. To Montana's point, right, they are certainly a, what's the best way to describe Maine? A blue-collar type of approach, right? And again, they have Montego Moss, the son of Randy Moss. That's their top offensive weapon. 33 catches this season, 3 touchdowns. They are without, though, Joe Gillette today, number 18, the Lafayette transfer. He's got a foot injury, so he's second on the team with 16 catches there. Without him, is this one a dangerous pass that's thrown out, intended receiver for Maine, and instead it's almost intercepted by Johnson, who's got a couple INTs already this season. And it's third down already. This Rhode Island defense you're taking a look at has been great this season. Intended receiver, though, there was Irafin. It's incomplete, brings up third down already, 3rd and 8. See if this defense can get off the field early, and Jim Fleming would win the field position game again, Mo, if that comes into play.
Exactly. You want to try to force him to punt here. Okay, it puts you back at around the midfield. Great starting point for your offense.
They're going to throw it, and he's got a man open. It should be a first down. On the near sideline it is. It'll move the chains. They needed it. They got it. They found Moss, the Charlotte, North Carolina native, but obviously has plenty of experience playing up here in New England and living in New England with his dad being Randy. Take another look here.
A great job by Rhode Island. They ran a little comeback route on the outside. All right, they see that it looked like they were in zone coverage. A good job by the Maine playing calling team to be able to find that empty spot in the zone and get the ball there.
And you got to think, too, it gives you a little bit more wiggle room now. Santana-Fiss is in the backfield. He rolls out, though, and it's going to be incomplete. Got him on a hop, but on the far sideline. And it's Irafin again. They're looking for him, get him involved early, and they're without Joe Gillette. Irafin does have 11 catches on the season, a touchdown, just under 200 yards. It's incomplete, 2nd and 10 now. For a Maine team last week that scored on its opening drive and really gave an uppercut to Villanova. That's how you got to win those games. And they had an advantage playing at home on a beautiful afternoon in upstate Maine. But they took care of business in a blowout fashion. That's the CAA in a nutshell, as the run up the gut from Fiss as he tried to get outside, rather. And it's brought down immediately by URI. Nice effort again by Rhode's defensive backs. That time it's Andre DePina-Gray.
A great job by DePina-Gray coming up, fitting into the run, and just being right where the running back was going. A great job, good read on the defensive side of the ball by the Rams. Good job coming in, making a good form tackle, running your feet, bringing the guy down.
So it's third down again for the Black Bears. They've already converted one of these today. It was Montego Moss on the near sideline that made the catch. 3rd and long here again. Shotgun snap back to Peavy. Peavy looks, going downfield, and it's reeled in again by Moss across the 30-yard line, out of bounds before the 35. But they connect again. Peavy to Moss.
A great play. Good job, first of all, by the Maine offensive line. All right, holding up deep in there. Rhode Island brought some pressure, some sort of stunts. Good job finding the out route, giving your receiver an opportunity to go up and make a play. Great job by this Maine team.
So another 3rd down conversion. To Maine's credit, they're coming on 3rd and long as well. The last one was on 3rd and 8, this time 3rd and 9. Both first down conversions as they continue to work against a very impressive Rhode Island defensive unit. As they go on the ground, Rhode's defensive line doing a superb job, though, early on in this game.
Well, this is what needs to happen here, Stone, is that you're getting into positions where you're putting them at 3rd and medium, 3rd and long. This is where the defensive backfield needs to be able to make their money. They have to be able to make their money hardcore and guard those passes, those deep routes. You talk about the 10, 15 yards out or a deep shot downfield or a comeback. You have to be able to step up and guard those. That's where you got to make your money.
Tavion Banks is the running back in the backfield with Peavy, the quarterback, on 2nd and 8. Play action. Peavy rolls out to his right, and he's got a man. Is it complete? I'm going to say out of bounds. I think he did catch the ball, but his feet weren't in. So it brings up 3rd down again, Mo. 3rd and 8. Let's take another look at this.
A little flood route on the rollout, some sort of flood rollout. A good job I think a great play call by Maine, just maybe not in bounds, just a little too close to call. But a great job by the Maine offensive coordinator. Great play call.
This is where they've gone to Moss early in this game already. It's a timeout taken, though.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Oh, they're gonna.
The previous play is under further review.
They're gonna review it here. I mean, we had a good angle at it.
Yeah.
Hit his knees down. Moss has another reception for a first down. But they're gonna review it. We'll stay here with you. Hard to believe that they didn't want to take a look at this.
Bring it up on the screen now.
That's
See,
close.
I believe his body is already out of bounds by the time that he maintains the possession through the catch. You talk about you have to maintain possession through the catch. I don't think that he had the possession before he was already out of bounds.
As we always say, the ruling on the field was incomplete, so that will carry some weight here. These two teams, first time they met, Mo, you know what year it was?
What year?
1911.
A long, long, long time ago. I mean,
After
Galaxy
further
not too
review,
far
the
away.
ruling on the field stands. Second down.
So it's incomplete, and it's third down. So the official was off by 1 down. It's all right, though. We got you. So it's 3rd and 8. And now, again, this is the 3rd opportunity that the Rams have had to get this defense off the field. Again, this drive started at the 2-yard line. Maine has put together 2 really good sets of downs, but have bailed themselves out on 3rd and long both times.
You're getting deep into this drive already. I think we're, what, 8 or 9 plays so far into the drive. Rhode Island's defense is going to start to get tired, but you got to be able to make a stop. Now is the time to make the stop. You failed to do it earlier. You got to make it now.
It's the 9th play of the drive, and timeout taken by Rhode Island.
First charge, timeout of the half.
So the Rams
You are out.
earned their first timeout here. And we'll step aside. Not much going on quite yet. That'll change soon.
This will be a full media timeout.
Third and 8 here. Maine's already 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions in the infancy of this contest.
False start. That's a false start
And
on the
there it
running back.
is. Yep. Mo calls it from up here. That's Banks.
Offense, number 25. 5-yard penalty.
Going to back him up 5
Third
more.
down.
3rd and, what, 13? Yeah, 3rd and 13 now.
Got a little snap happy. They looked over to try to change the call. It's called a check with me. The quarterback gets to the line, you see what you get for a coverage. You know what I mean? Whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, oh. And you allow, kind of see how the defense reacts first. You look over to the sideline, a little check with me. Running back got a little too happy. That was Banks jumping.
First penalty of the day. 3rd and long for Peavy. Black Bear, snap it. It's caught by Moss over the middle. He's going to have to do a lot of dancing for a first. He gets the penalty yardage back, but that's it. And Maine will have to punt this away.
Good job by the Rhode Island defense finally ending this drive. for Maine. I mean, Maine did a good job. They took it from the 2 all the way down to about the 35-yard line on multiple third down conversions. And now Rhode Island's going to get the ball back,
well, you can
but
see
in a lot different position compared to if they got that original third down stop.
You got to think, though, too, well, again, it's only a couple sets of downs, but how reliant this offense is on Montego Moss.
Exactly.
They look for him, and he's a great wideout. Big frame, too. 6'1", 220. As the punt is up, they'll get some help from the wind. Sloat's over to receive it. Sloat's got it. He's got a little bit of an angle here as he gets upfield, and he's out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line, but good starting field position here for the Rams' second drive of the day.
That was a great return there by Sloat, finding the seam up the sideline and just taking what he can get. And it's a big difference between getting the ball. He caught that at, what, about the 23 or 24-yard line compared to starting around the 40. You know what I mean? That's 15 yards right there. Puts you in that middle of the field game. Okay, to open up your playbook a little bit more. You can run some different formations, some different route actions to see what you can get in that half-field defense.
So the Rams and the Black Bears, they met for the first time in 1911. This is also homecoming. The Rams have had homecoming festivities since 1924 as the Rams go on the ground, and second effort gets 3 yards for Malik Grant. Mo, do you know, though, that there's been a couple years without homecoming games for URI?
I did not know
The
that.
most recent of which was during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020.
Part of that.
And also from 43 to 45 when, guess why?
World War II.
World War II, that's right. Incomplete pass over the middle was intended for Marquise Buchanan. We thank you for spending a portion of your afternoon with us. It's very windy here at Meade Stadium, but just a picture-perfect fall day outside of that.
Beautiful out.
Maine, of course, can relate to the foliage today is beautiful.
A big shout out to our people watching on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
Got you there, Stone.
Thanks, Mo.
Thank you for tuning in with us here in Kingston, Rhode Island. Montana Friselli and Stone Freeman covering some Rhode Island and Maine homecoming action.
3rd and 8. Rams need a conversion here, and it's incomplete. Devin Farrell threw it a little behind Greg Gaines, who had to lunge backwards, and 4th down again.
These are the small mistakes that are being made here by the Rhode Island offense. All right, back-to-back mistimed throws. All right, you're putting behind the receiver. You had one with Marquise Buchanan, now with Greg Gaines. You got to be able to put the ball on the receiver, especially when he's sitting at the 6. You put it on him and allow him to kind of just fall forward into, you know, through the first down. So make it so it doesn't have to be looked at or anything. You just fall forward with it.
Walter is the punter. Had a beautiful punt his last time that pinned Maine at the 1. He's punting into the wind. Black Bears receive it at the 15. A little bit of running room here, and it's up to the 30-yard line. A return of about 15 for the Black Bears.
Looks like a flag on the ground.
As a flag comes in, but we'll step aside. We'll debrief on this when we come back.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 49. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Hey, sorry it's been a while. I've been so busy and there's always so much to do here. I'm just staying present and taking it all in. I'm learning a lot. Classes have been challenging, but I have some really great people helping me figure it out. Anything's possible here. I just wanted to check in and let you know that I'm finding my place, just like you said I would.
Aquaculture, growing seafood, creates stewards of the environment. Our business decisions have to be environmental decisions. What we want to achieve when we grow an oyster is consistency, a deep cup, a thick shell. Where we grow the oysters contributes to the flavor and the texture. At Matunic Oyster Bar, we have our own farm-to-plate cycle. Our oyster farmers and vegetable farmers bring their product to the chefs, then to our servers, then to our guests. We try to get better at it every year. Hopefully we can keep that going.
Devin Walter that only went 42 yards ends up benefiting Rhode Island after the illegal block in the back against the Black Bears. Starts this drive off inside the 10 again, as first play on the second drive of the day for the Black Bears is a run from Peavy. Let's take a look here at the penalty that gets Maine in trouble right there.
Can't do that. Special teams,
49.
or especially in a situation
Smalls.
where Rhode Island missed multiple tackles on that punt return. Got to tackle the guy. Got to tackle.
2nd and 7. Peavy early on in this one, 3 of 6 for 32 yards. On the ground, the Black Bears just have 8 yards. Just their second drive, though. Peavy takes the snap, throws it to his tight end, and it's going to bring up 3rd down, but it's a completion to Heisey. Transfer from Rutgers. Gets his 11th catch of the season. 3rd and short.
Brings up a good 3rd and manageable situation. You want to be able to manage it, be able to put the ball on the ground, and run the rock, get the first down, be able to use the power of this Maine offensive line, and you can get 3 yards in a cloud of dust when you're in that 3rd and manageable situation.
Maine converted on their first 2 3rd down tries, and they failed to do so on their 3rd, so 2 of 3 in that category today.
Full house set.
Rhodey's got some pressure up front, it looks like. They're going to throw it, and it's complete. Maybe a first down, depending on the spot. I think he got it. He did.
I like that, a little tight end slip out of the backfield. We'll take a look at it right now on the replay. Good
That's
job.
my
The
hand.
full house set in the pistol. You fake the dive. You go to little fullback or tight end slipping out of the backfield. Good job. Good coverage by the Rhode Island team, but ultimately a great play by the Maine Black Bears.
So another 3rd down conversion as they go back on the ground. This time it's Santana Fiss. He's stopped by Emmanuel Gomes after a 3-yard gain.
We talked a little bit earlier about the defensive backfield of Rhode Island have to come up and fit into the run scheme. Maine loves to run the ball. They're an old school run fit team. You got to be able to come down and make plays as a defensive secondary player. You got to get yourself involved in the football game.
This wind just knocked over it. Diet Coke all over my notes. It's okay. 2nd and 7. And they're going to go on the ground again. Creative playbook Maine has sported early, but this Rhode Island defensive unit up front has been really good. That time, no gain.
Rhode Island's done a great job stopping the run today.
We'll see 3rd down again.
They bring in, it looks like they could be going some sort of trip set here or double set. Here it is, the empty trips to the field. So you want to look at any different route combination that you can get out of trips. All right, they're playing at 3 over 3. They bring the guy in motion. And brings up the bunch formation to the field, or to the short side.
Peavy throws it. He's got Moss over the middle and a hurdle before he's pushed out of bounds. That is Moss's athleticism on full display.
It's a great job. I mean, I like creative play calling here. You start off in that field, 5 wide trips. You bring them across. It creates the bunch, and it brings all the distraction, or everything goes with the motion. It allows Santiago Moss to be able to be open, running the backside, coming across the middle.
So neither team has done anything, spectacular offensively. But one thing Maine is doing significantly better than Rhode Island is putting together really good sets of downs, right? Taking it to 3rd down, chipping away slowly.
That's what good offenses do,
Yeah.
Stone. They're able to use all the downs, and they're able to convert when needed.
Here's a shot downfield, and it is complete. It's reeled in by the Black Bears. That time it's Irafin. And it's a big gain over the middle of the field, deep into Rhode Island territory at the 15-yard line.
No better time to take a deep shot than right now, as they say. It's always a great time to take a deep shot. Are you kidding me, Stone? But a great job getting behind the defensive secondary by Maine, tracking down the ball, putting the ball up in the air, allow your receiver to go up and make a play. Great job by Maine.
Again, Maine is trying to do similar to what they did against Villanova and take the first jab. The ball spotted at the 20. Shotgun snap to Peavy. They throw it in the flat, and it's incomplete. That time, there's just a little too much going on that side of the football.
They try to
a
use
couple
that
defensive backs right up in the kitchen.
They try to use that tight bunch formation. Good job of the Rhode Island secondary and the Rhode Island defense. Come over, you play that heavy. You could put the 3-over-3, use a linebacker to get in the way over there. You're afraid of the screen. Great job of the Rhode Island defense covering that tight bunch set.
Incomplete.
Great adjustment.
But previous to that, that completion to Irrifin went for 44 yards. This time it's 2nd and 10 for the Black Bears. Peavy takes the snap. Peavy steps up, and he's got some pressure. He avoids it as he rolls out. He's got plenty of time as he dances upfield, and he avoids the sack. Gets a 1-yard gain. But I think the biggest sigh of relief for Maine is that he spun away from that initial wave, Mo.
That was a great job, Rhode Island defensive line. Good pressure up the middle. Really no stunt going on, just one-on-one with your guy, and you get up in there. And great job by the defensive line, putting pressure up the middle. He rolls out, and a good job by Brockwell initially coming in, knocking him out of bounds.
3rd down. Rams have a chance to bend but not break. It's just that big effort from Irrifin, the 48-yard catch that has set Maine up deep in Rhode Island territory. On 3rd down, though, Maine takes the snap. Peavy waits. Peavy steps up. He's going to run it himself, and he's still up on his feet, out past the 10-yard line, and it's a 1st down rush for the quarterback, Peavy. Slippery as he avoids all the traffic and heads up the left side of the field. 1st and goal now for the Black Bears.
Peavy proving he's got a set of legs underneath that big torso. Great job getting out of the pocket. I mean, if you're Rhode Island, you got to be able to make that tackle. Devin Hightower's got to come down, run his feet through, don't dive at it. But it's a good job by Maine's offense. Good job by Peavy, working a broken play, getting some yards, and now you put yourself in the red zone.
Brand new set of downs. 12th play of the drive for the Black Bears as we are inside the final 2 minutes of quarter number 1. Snap back to Peavy as they put it on the ground and bottled up. That's Santana Fiss again, who gets his 4th carry of the day. And that'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 7.
Quick 2 yards there. Start you off. You want to just start getting downhill. Start running in that direction. How do you want it to play up? What do you want to set up if you're an offensive coordinator here in the red zone? Pick up a quick 2 yards. See what it brings you now. See what the defense gives you.
Maine has just over 100 yards today in this opening quarter, 120 actually, to Rhode Island's 40. Black Bears have been in full control as Peavy's going to roll out, looks, he's got a man, and it's a touchdown for the Black Bears. Maine comes into Meade Stadium and strikes first. It's the tight end Cooper Heisey with his 4th touchdown of the season. Caps off a superb drive for the Black Bears.
Great job by Maine. They bring that motion towards the field or towards the right side, away from the play that you're going to boot to. And a good job, good slip there by the tight end underneath. You find the 2nd guy coming over, and he's just able to go to work, gets the ball and turns upfield, gets into the end zone. That's all you can ask for. Great job. And now I love teams that do this. They give you kind of like this mumbo-jumbo field goal set. They shift in. You don't know what's going to happen. You got to prepare for it. Just kind of takes up time if you're a defensive coordinator or a special teams coordinator. You just got to think. It makes you think about it. They may never do anything with it, and they come into a regular field goal set. But I love teams that do that. It just takes up extra time in practice.
12 plays, 90 yards, and 7 minutes off the clock for Maine as the extra point is up and through. Black Bears 7, Rhode Island 0. Still here in the opening stanza of this contest, but what a drive for Maine, Mo. Let's take a look at this touchdown, Heisey's 4th of the year.
I love the play call. I mean, you fake the jet sweep, you come back towards the sideline, away from the jet sweep, you roll out, you got a little naked boot action, you find somebody slipping out from underneath, it's a tight end, and you just allow the big boy to go and eat. Great job by this Maine offense. Great play call, and good job sustaining a drive. You put a drive together, getting all the way down the field. Especially one that started all the way back at the 8-yard line. That's a 92-yard or 90-yard drive.
That's exactly right. 90-yard drive, 12 plays. Heisey gets the TD, 7-yard touchdown from Peavy to Heisey. Peavy this season, that's his 11th touchdown pass. Again, he's good at completing his passes. 8 of his first 12 for 100 yards and a score. Gabe Sloat is back, as well as Deion Silas, to receive this kick. Rhode Island will start their 3rd drive of the game, as Maine again has some confusion up front, causing some confusion, but now they'll just kick it away. 2 men back for the Rams, and Silas is going to receive it at the 2-yard line. Silas brings it out. Silas trying to get the outside edge to the 20, 25, and he gets 5 yards past a touchback to about the 30-yard line. And that's where Rhode Island will start drive number 3. Let's take a look at the standings here in the CAA, how important this contest is. Rhode Island 3-0, Richmond 3-0, and then a plethora of teams with 1 loss. And you'll get to see Maine here in the second half of the standings, but they've pieced together a really impressive 2-2 in conference play, because both of their victories in conference play are against top 25 foes, UAlbany and, of course, last week against Nova, both ranked. So impressive to say the least.
Offside, kicking team. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the return. First down.
So Silas was out of bounds 5 yards past where the ball is being spotted, but it was offsides on Maine, so the Rams will benefit and get a couple yards out of it with 44 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Now let's just clarify for the viewers, what is offsides on a kickoff?
Please.
It's when you get in front of the ball before the ball is kicked.
Gotcha.
Just so some
just tack it at the
clarification
end.
for you, yes.
Snap back to Farrell as he hands it off. Trying to get to the outside edge is the running back, who last week had an impressive game. That's Grant.
Bouncing the zone play outside.
Grant has 82 yards per game on the ground. Maine's defensive unit up front has had an answer early on. We have seen Rhode Island complete 1 big ball downfield, a 31-yard completion to Sean Harris. But other than that, Farrell, though, is 1 for 6. I don't think Rhodey's going to rush to the line either.
Nope.
They want to get and start this drive with 2nd down and long with the wind at their favor. As clock hits 000, and we wrap up the first quarter. But Maine strikes first. A 90-yard drive capped off by this touchdown from the quarterback Peavy to the tight end Heisey. 7-0 Maine. 127 total yards of offense for the Maine Black Bears in just the opening quarter of play has helped Maine to a 7-0 advantage as Farrell throws it complete to Greg Gaines. Gaines upfield. He's going to have a first down conversion on 2nd and long, and that's what Rhode Island needs, Mo, early on in this second quarter to get clicking offensively.
Nice little spot route there on the outside. A great job, great completion, good job by Gaines. Looking the ball in, finding it, and again, like we said earlier, falling forward, trying to get that first down, going to the sticks, then getting the first down.
Back-to-back completions for Farrell. He has Marquise Buchanan. He's going to be shy of the line of scrimmage, though. The screen play that's blown up in the backfield by Maine's defensive unit.
Good job by that defense coming upfield. You've got to play the screen, get upfield. When you see the screen, you got to read and react. You don't want to be rats to the cheese. Don't want to be rats to the cheese there, Stone.
Yeah, you would not want that. 2nd and 11. Farrell takes the snap. And the Rams go on the ground. Grant makes a man miss. What a juke. Upfield, spinning to the 35-yard line. Great run for Malik Grant as the Rams want to mix in that run and stay committed to it. They get a big first down conversion.
I love that, a hard physical run. You just run a basic inside zone. You find the cutback lane on the backside. Good job by Grant getting north and south, putting his foot in the ground, and just getting good yardage upfield. Great job.
And this time they go back to Grant, and he's bottled up. A couple different Black Bears collapse. A lot of pushing and shoving, though, here on the outside of the line of scrimmage in the box of this formation.
Stone, this is a rivalry game, right? It's gonna get chippy. Maine is a true blue-collar program. Team that comes down, they play with attitude, they play tough. They're an amazing CAA opponent.
2nd and 16. Empty backfield for Farrell. And Devin's going to run it himself. He gets back the lost yardage and bring up 3rd and 10. A designed run for the quarterback.
Give you a little nugget. 2019 playing up at Maine. Joe DeLeon gets his 2nd unsportsmanlike penalty of his career. He only got 2. Get the first time I've ever seen a special teamer, especially a long tapper.
Yeah, he was the long snapper.
Get an unsportsmanlike conduct. Joe DeLeon here in attendance today.
3rd and 11. Trips on the far side of the screen. Farrell looking downfield. He's looking for Gaines, and it's nearly reeled in off of his fingertips. Greg Gaines with an impressive effort, but it's incomplete.
Brings up the 4th down. Looks like Rhode Island will send out the punt unit. A great job, good job taking a shot. There was good separation. Just could not bring that ball in. You look, it goes down the sideline. So close on the fingertips, just got to bring that. It looked like there could have been a little bit of holding there, but you know, if you're an official, you let that play out. 2 guys being physical, close contact. If you don't love it, you don't call it.
Good coverage from Gibson. As we got whistles that stop this play, it's going to be a false start.
False start. Offense.
The Rams 5
Number
yards.
44. 5-yard penalty.
So obviously Walter
4th
now
down.
is punting with the wind at his back.
You know, this penalty, as much as you don't like a procedural penalty, period, it's not a penalty that looks like that will hurt you too much. Kind of gives you a little bit more room to work if you're a
Game
punter.
clock operator.
Gives you a little bit more
Please
room
set
to
the
try to
game
put a ball
clock to
down.
12-17. 12-17.
Sorry about that. Allows you to put a ball deep and kind of pick your spot. Allows you to trap inside that 10-yard line, your goal.
1 man back for Maine is Bryson. Nice punt from Walter that just goes into the end zone, though. So Maine will start this drive at the 25-yard line. As we go back to the 3rd member of our team is at field level, Chris Ward.
Thanks, guys. So there are a lot of Rhody faithful here today at Meade Stadium, and this is for the 100th annual URI homecoming game. Including today, there have been 4 sellouts this season alone. Incredible. Over the years, Rhode Island has attracted over 500,000 fans at these homecoming games. In fact, the largest recorded crowd in Rhody football history in 1984 was a homecoming game. Gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I'd love to see the Rams beat the record of 13,000 one day.
That's right, Chris. Obviously, our Stadium here, Meade Stadium, would not hold capacity. That'd be the Kingston Fire Marshal. Have something to say about that as Maine gets a big run. Nice play on their first play of the drive. It's a big gainer for the running back Santana Fisk down the far sideline. And Maine is in business again.
Maine looked at what Rhode Island did in the last drive. Said, I could do that too. A little pro set. You fake the jet motion to the outside, clears up a little room in the middle. You run some inside zone at the middle. You find a cutback lane, and boom, you're off to the races. You force that defensive secondary to be involved in the play on the running, but you're 20, 30 yards downfield. You see Gomes tracking down. I believe that was Emmanuel Gomes tracking down, trying to punch the ball out.
45-yard run for Santana Fisk. 1st and 10 now for Maine at the 38-yard line. They're into Rhode Island territory. They go back on the ground. This time it's a nice tackle from Gomes.
Good job of reading
Second down.
They faked the jet on the last play. This time they give it different formation. Throws you off a little bit, but a good job by Rhode Island's defensive secondary coming up, inserting themselves into the play, and you make a good tackle, 2 yards for a gain of 2.
2nd and 8. Maine's offense continues to tick here. Rhode's defense has to at least stall them out. Play action, they throw it. Far side, it's caught, 1st down. Past the 30-yard line. Actually, it could be a yard short, it'll be 3rd and 1.
This is what Maine likes. They like that 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. They bring in the big boys, and it's just time to go. Let the train roll. Rhode Island brings in a heavier set. They bring in Primrose and Sean Pelkinson, along with Payne. He's going to stay in there as well.
3rd down, 1 to go. A big one for Rhode Island. Maine today, though, 5 of 6 on 3rd downs. They've been really good in this category. Snap back. They go on the ground, and he might have lunged himself forward for a first, but I think the officials have it as a 4th down.
Looks like it's going to be a good job of the Rhode Island defense staying tall. I believe that was, who was that made that play? Was that Pelkinson, I think, came up, made a great tackle right at the line of scrimmage, holds this Maine team to a 4th down. Now you got to make a decision. Do you go for it again, which it looks like they're going to do, or do you kick the field goal into the wind?
You got to think they're going to go for this here.
You have to.
I mean, it's a
no-brainer.
4th and inches, and you're not giving up necessarily poor field position here. Maine's going to roll the dice.
They bring out it's a little single wing look that we saw against Brown. It's just right up the middle.
And it's a keeper, and it's going to be short. 4th down. Rhode Island comes up with the stop. Maine went with a wildcat look. And it's 4th down, and you saw that shot below the belt. That's going to be a penalty. I'm only laughing because we had that right in the center of your screen.
I was looking right at it on the field.
Right in the center of your screen, we just saw that shot below the belt. That is tough.
It's a great job by that Rhode Island defense.
So we'll see who it was on.
I think it's going to be at 65.
But that, you can't do that. And Mo, to your point, it is a rivalry game, but you can't be doing that.
You can't.
That's Krugy. Guard. They're conferencing for a while about this, though. Maybe it was it initiated? Did somebody do something first?
I think it was the
retaliation
taunt of the 4th down.
Right,
who's holding the 4?
Let's hear it.
The ruling on the field is a turnover on downs. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 65, Maine. 15-yard penalty, 1st down. That's his first of the game.
So we had it right, Mo. Let's take a look here.
You see the taunt by Neal, and he just throws the punch right below the belt. You can't do that.
You got him in the gut.
We get it. It's a right. I mean, Wesley Neal's got a 6-pack under there. I can promise you that. All right, he took that one like a champ. But you can't do that if you're a Maine football player. You can't risk that. I mean, you risk getting the ball, giving them the ball at the 25 compared to, now you're just over the 40.
Farrell, play action, looking downfield, and he overthrew his man. He did have him wide open, though. Tommy Smith, who had the touchdown last week on the ground, believe it or not, against New Hampshire. and Farrell missed him.
That could have been a big play there for Rhode Island. Just Farrell just overthrowing just a little bit. You have him right where you want him. He catches the ball. That's a great gain that you would have there by Tommy Smith, who's been a workhorse this season, kind of like a silent assassin, as if you would say, somebody that you find in random situations, and he always gets the job done. Just Farrell's got to hit him right in stride.
So they go in an end around with some speed into Maine territory, bring up 3rd and short. And again, some pushing and shoving. Jim Fleming's involved now. He's out there giving his 2 cents. Ultimately, it brings up 3rd and short. No, 3rd and 4, I should say.
Here comes Gabe Sloat into the ball game. Looks like they're going to go with that 5 wide, the trips to the field side.
3rd down and 3. Rams looking to keep this drive alive. They're just 1 of 4 on 3rd down today. Empty backfield for Farrell. Throws it downfield. He's got Buchanan, and it's right in his breadbasket. Inside the 10-yard line, Buchanan finally pulled out of bounds, but not after the huge gain from Farrell to Buchanan. Sets up Rhode Island on their first red zone trip of the day.
Great job by Farrell sticking in. Even though he knew he was going to get hit, he saw he was hot. Great job finding Farrell down the sideline. Great pitch and catch. Amazing job there by Farrell finding an open receiver downfield.
So the Rams now inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal to go as they switch up the tight ends from the right of the formation to the left. Snap back to Farrell. They go on the ground to Grant. Grant willing his way inside the 5. The pile still moving. Grant towards the goal line, and he's going to be stopped at the 1. But it brings up 2nd and goal from the 1 now, Montana.
Looks like now they're going to run the same play. It's going to be the same exact play, I believe. Great job.
Rams rush
you just got to do it again. What do you know?
As Farrell's going to keep it.
The read option, beautiful job.
And the quarterback is in for the touchdown. Devin Farrell's 2nd touchdown on the ground this season brings Rhode Island within an extra point.
Great job. What a good job here by the Rhode Island offense. Good job putting yourself in the position so that you can go and just sample it. Same play again. You run the sample, same play again. Great job. It's the read option. So Farrell always almost has the option to pull the ball on most run plays, if you look in the playbook. And just a great job seeing that the end was closing down on the handoff. You take it, you run right up into the end zone, and a touchdown for Rhode Island. We'll see if they add on with the kick for 7.
Extra point is up, extra point is through, and the Rams knot this game up at 7 apiece, taking advantage of some of Maine's miscues. The Rams march down the field for the score. We're knotted at 7. This homecoming crowd has some life to it as the Rams and the Black Bears knotted up at 7 apiece after the touchdown for the University of Rhode Island. It was Devin Farrell took it himself. Thanks so much for spending a portion of your afternoon with us. Stone Freeman and Montana Friselli with you as we have a beautiful day for football and a game that is sure to provide you some entertainment. I mean, Mo, we were talking about this when we were preparing for today's broadcast, just about how many really good football games Maine and Rhode Island have played against one another as Maine decides to bring this one out, and dangerous in that. The return man had kind of wobbled back into the end zone and then elects to bring it out. That's Ewing. And it could have been dangerous. It'll set him up with poor field position, but obviously they avoid anything catastrophic. Let's take another look.
You know, you talk about special teams. Special teams is the third component of a football game. You got to win the special teams component of a game if you want to win the football game, right? We talked about it earlier. You got to win 2 of 3. Usually you win offense and special teams, defense and special teams. Right now, Rhode Island is winning this special teams battle. They had a great punt at the beginning, good coverage so far. Okay, and Maine has just made a couple mistakes that has almost forced Rhode Island to win in the special teams department.
The last drive for Rhode Island included the unsportsmanlike penalty after the turnover on downs as Montego Moss is stopped behind the line of scrimmage as they flare it out. But it also included a 42-yard catch to Buchanan on that last drive.
If I was Maine on that last play, I would have handed that off, right? You had a big tackle pulling around the edge. You had good leverage downfield. I would have handed that off instead of throwing the screen because your screen was covered. When in doubt, hand the football off.
2nd and 10. As Peavy, the quarterback, takes the snap. He's looking downfield. He's got a man in. It's nearly intercepted. Almost picked off by the Rams. That was Freddie Millay again. Almost had back-to-back weeks with the pick. And instead brings up 3rd and long.
Great job by Millay, just tracking that ball in the air, put himself in a good position to make a play on the ball. He doesn't pick it off, but putting himself in a great position to get the ball. Maybe his little club, the club he's playing with, I know right now he has an injury on that left hand and wrist, so he needs, if he has that off, if he has that club off, it's a pick in my book. I'll give you the half stat, Freddie. How about that?
3rd and 10. Some life inside Meade Stadium, and Maine takes a timeout. Coach Stevens had run right next to the officials, waiting to call it just before the snap. Cut it off in time. We'll keep it right here. So a little bit of back and forth here, Mo. Rhode Island, though, doing a good job taking advantage of that Maine error, right? They go for it on 4th and inches. They get stopped. And then some field position problems after there was the unsportsmanlike conduct against one of their guards. Ultimately, Rams score. 7-7 chance for Maine to continue this drive. They've been good on 3rd and long, though, today, especially if they're finding Montego Moss.
Exactly, yeah. And Rhode Island's done a good job now stopping them later into the drive. All right, early on it was like 12 plays they had to get a stop. But now I feel like they're doing a good job containing up front, good pass deflection on 2nd down. You stop the screen on the 1st down. Now you're in a 3rd down. Obvious passing situation. They're going to try to draw something up. I expect Rhode Island to probably drop, drop 8. You rush or drop 7, and you put yourself in a good position here to be able to put them in a punting situation deep in their own area.
Snap back to Peavy. Peavy rolls out, connects with his running back, and he's bottled up right away.
It's Freddie Millay.
That is Freddie Millay. He's all over this near sideline. Brings up 4th down, and Maine's going to have to punt out of their own end zone.
You know, I talked about it earlier. You might think that he's a linebacker with some of the tackle stats that he gets. He loves to put himself right up into the action. A great job. He kind of acts like he acts like a linebacker. I love it. He's not afraid of contact. He wants to come deliver the blow. He breaks his feet down, and he's able to make true hard hits and tackles.
They're going to have to punt into the wind here, too. So Gabe Sloat is at the Maine 45 to receive this.
Close.
And this punt is going to get affected by the wind. Takes a bounce, and he'll stop at the 41. So another really good field position starting point for the Rams. Chance to take their first lead of the game on this drive. Again, Maine's going to get the ball to start the second half, too, most. This is a critical situation for Rhode Island to possess the football.
Exactly. You're starting off great field position. All right, the ball's at the 41-yard line. You're headed in, winds at your back. You have opportunities here to take shots early or you can work the clock, run the ball. If you can get the running game going, you get the wheels turning, eat up some of this clock, you put another touchdown on the board, and then you work yourself into halftime, all right? Maybe you leave 2 minutes on the clock or a minute or so. You force Maine to try to go fast, something that they haven't done yet. So I'm excited to see what Rhode Island, how they attack, this final 5 minutes or so of the quarter, or of the half, I should say.
They say you can win the game in the middle 8. Rhode Island will have the football during that part as Farrell weasels his way and weaves himself in and out of traffic. Brings up 2nd and short.
Maine was looking for a holding call there, I believe on the right guard. I think that's Robinson, but they did not get it. Could be a questionable throw up, as I see from up here in the booth stone. Obviously, we're not down on the field, but great pickup for Rhode Island. Now they start off in a double set.
2nd and 2. As Grant's the ball carrier. Dives forward past the 30 for a first down. A little bit of swagger in this Rhode Island offense now. Especially after that touchdown drive. Only took them about 100 seconds to score. Obviously, when you get Marquise Buchanan downfield for 42 yards, that'll help out. And they actually marked him short, huh? So it's just 3rd and inches.
Now do you get heavy here? They got Riandu and Rourke in the game with Sloat, who's Sloat we know is the 3rd down back, a receiving back, but the 3rd down, if you need one, you put him in. Here we go, read option.
Well, takes
good
the snap,
job.
he gives it to Sloat, and he's up the gut. Found the left side of the line of scrimmage. It's a first down. The Rams knocking on the red zone door now, too.
A great job here. You run that cross action in the backfield, the split zone action. You read the defensive end. A great job, great decision making, I should say, here by Farrell. Handing the ball off, allowing Sloat to go to work. You pick up that good first down. You eat some time off the clock.
New set of downs as Farrell's going to take it himself. And he's still up on his feet, finally taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Forward progress. That will be a gain of 1 for Farrell. And they run that little, it's kind of like it's a midline option, so to speak, or a power option. You read the end as you kind of glide over. If he bites on the hand, then you go to the wrong way or little wrong way run option. Great job by Rhode Island. Good play call. Try to make something happen. But you're eating the clock. I mean, we're already almost at a 3-minute drive so far.
Be 2nd and long. Throws it complete. Harris gets his 2nd reception of the day. It'll set up 3rd and short. Harris kind of fell awkwardly, but he gets up under his own power. 2nd reception for number 6 of the day. On the season, though, he's got 17.
Amari Walker will come out on the field in his place. Now you come into a situation where you're 3rd and short again. You run the ball. What do you want to do? How does Rhode Island want to attack the 3rd and short game? I assume another option. Look, as we got quad. It's kind of like it's an unbalanced set right now for Rhode Island. You have trips with the tight end covering the tackle, and of course the tight end is covered.
And they're going to go on the ground. Grant churning his legs, and he's going to be short.
Power.
4th down and 1.
Strong side power. The issue is nobody blocked the end.
So it's going to be 4th and 1. The Rams don't really have to rush. They got the play clock in their favor that'll take this to the 2-minute timeout. Play clock and game clock separated by 2 seconds. So the Rams can really run this all the way down to the 2-minute timeout if they please. And Jim Fleming is looking out at his offense with 2 fingers up in the air as if to say, wait for the 2. And they will. So we will step aside. When we come back, though,
This is the
we'll get right to
timeout.
action. Be 4th and 1 after this 2-minute break.
Hey, sorry it's been a while. I've been so busy and there's always so much to do here. I'm just staying present and taking it all in. I'm learning a lot. Classes have been challenging, but I have some really great people helping me figure it out. Anything's possible here. I just wanted to check in and let you know that I'm finding my place, just like you said I would.
2 minutes on the game clock, please. 2 minutes.
There's been a tradition amongst pioneers, laborers, immigrants, neighbors. Transcending down through generations, it has been learned, inherited, and with us, well, it's in our blood. All we have is one another, fueling each other's fire as we grow together in community, in our work, and in life. So we're proud to carry on this great American tradition.
See friends, see food, see view. The Coast Guard House Restaurant.
Rhody fans are on their feet here as it's 4th and 1 out of this 2-minute break. Thanks so much for spending a portion of your afternoon with us. Stone Freeman, Montana Friselli with you here on a beautiful afternoon in Kingston as we get right back to action. 4th and 1, deep into the first half. Gabe Sloat is out there for Rhode Island. And now he shifts over. It's direct snap to the running back, and it's up for a first down. On 4th and 1, they get 6. The direct snap to Grant, and it pays off. The Rams had all of that time during the 2-minute timeout to come up with something, and that was impressive.
I love it. The little Tommy Smith at quarterback. He was a quarterback at Maynard High School in Massachusetts. They run this little single-wing Wildcat set. I love it. Smith with the kick out. You're one-on-one with the linebacker. Here they go again, back with it.
Same play. Another gainer for Grant that puts Rhode Island at the 5-yard line. The second down goal to go from the 5. 2 timeouts remaining for each side. 90 seconds left to go in the first half of play.
On that set, they bring in the big converted offensive lineman to tight end. That's Dante Bishop. May I add, I worked with this summer over at Exquisite Events in
Second charge.
South Kingstown, Rhode Island.
Maine.
Timeout taken by Maine. So Maine burns their second timeout. And again, they're probably thinking, you know, you hate to be the pessimist, but if you're on the Maine sideline, but you're probably thinking, if they score, we got to get the ball back here.
Yeah.
So you start using the timeout game a little bit, try to give your guys some time to work. You are going to get the ball back, though, to start the second half, though, if you're the Black Bears.
See, that's why I wouldn't be too concerned with how they manage the clock here at the end of the first half. Okay, you get the ball coming out, but if you do allow a score, you got to get back with a quick strike. You can't allow Rhode Island to win that middle eight of this game. Rhode Island, maybe we add, it's been a second half team all year so far. Second half and overtime, they like to get things going. Usually late in the game, they like to make it exciting. Make you send you to your cardiologist later on.
Second and goal from the 6. Farrell's got it, and he takes it in himself again. Devin Farrell puts Rhode Island up 13-7 and gives the Rams their first lead of the game.
I love the play call by Rhode Island here. The read option again, what they scored on earlier, they fake it, but they read that end, all right? You had 2 guys crashing down on the handoff, so there you go. You pull it, take it, you make something happen with your feet. Great job by Farrell. That's why he's a guy that can kill you, with both his legs and his arm, also his brain, all right? High IQ football player, great leader for this Rhode Island offense.
Kick is up, and the kick is through. Rams strike again. Both times on good field position too, Mo. This time it was the punt into the wind that the Rams took advantage of. They run score on the drive.
The influence on the split zone, all right? You have the influence by the tight end, then you have the read, all right? You see, do they crash down on the running back? They both did. You pull it, you take it. Great job, great play by the Rhode Island offense.
So Maine will receive a kickoff here. They'll have 1 timeout to work with 1:14 left to go in the first half of play. Obviously, the wind is of significance here, Mo, and all of the drives that have been scoring drives in this one have been moving across your TVs or computer sets and whatnot from right to left.
And the big thing we talk about, you see right on your screen, where they're getting the ball from. Rhode Island's been starting the ball at almost midfield.
Yeah.
Maine has been deep in their own zone. We call that the black area. You're inside your own 10. Not too much good happens inside your own 10. Of course, Maine had a great drive. They took from their 8-yard line or 10-yard line all the way down the field. But right now, Rhode Island's defense, nothing over the head, all right? They have the wind to help them. Okay, they have the wind at their back, all right, at Maine's face. But nothing over the head, and you got to be able to make tackles, all right? Don't allow Maine to extend plays with missed tackles or arm tackles and then breaking through.
As this goes in the outside of the end zone, Maine will start at the 25. So you got to think to that second half. Obviously, Maine has some time here, but they're working into the wind. They are going to possess the football the opposite way in the third. They could really come back out here and score quick. I mean, we've seen how good Maine has been because they get chunk plays. We've seen one chunk play through the air, one on the ground.
Well, I'm expecting some sort of combination key right now with Maine, all right? You got to try to get Moss isolated, allow him to get open in one-on-one situations, allow him to make plays. Here's your playmaker. Allow him to make plays.
1st and 10 here for Peavy. And the Black Bear offense at the 25-yard line. As the Black Bears go on the ground. Nice run of about 11 yards for Maine.
Good little power play.
Santana Fiss again.
Great job. Good kick. And then again, Rhode Island not coming up and making the play. They've done that for most of the day. The safety to the far side of your TV set did not come down quick enough.
Moss gets the reception. And he's going to be shy of a first down, about a 6-yard gain.
They got to start working quick as they get towards midfield. The clock gets under 1 minute.
Moss today already with 6 catches. Peavy takes the snap. Peavy steps up, and the Rams wrap him up in the backfield. Down goes Peavy.
Here comes the timeout.
And it was A.J. Pena who's been superb this season, picking up yet another sack, his 8th sack of the year, his 12th tackle for
timeout
loss.
of the half. Rhode Island.
And Rhode Island elects to take a timeout on 3rd and 12.
Rhode Island wants to save it because now, okay, it allows your defense to talk it over. What might they do? What have they done in 3rd and long so far this year? What do you see on your play sheet that will fit this situation? Okay, Coach Laurenti, a great job to talk to his team, allow him to give himself some time. What is he going to call? What does he want to do? What are they looking at? Okay, what will Maine potentially do? And then also, if they throw an incomplete pass, right, clock stops again, you have an opportunity for your special teams to make a good play. And then depending on the field position, do you want to try to punch it in again?
So here we go. 3rd and long. 27 ticks of the clock left to go in the opening half of play. Spread out formation here for Maine with 1 man in the backfield.
Rhode Island in the nickel.
Snap back. They're going to throw it. Peavy looking, and he's got a man complete at the stick.
It looks like it will be a first
and
down.
I think he's going to be a yard short.
Oh, a yard short.
Yep, it's going to be 4th and 1.
Chain man moved on the near sideline for us that I was looking at. Now it's 4th and 1. Do you punt it?
I think you have to.
They're going to go for it, it looks like, or maybe try to draw Rhode Island offside, see if they can get a quick one.
Well, they also can just spill away the rest of the. No, the clock
nope,
is
the
stopped.
clock
That's
is off.
right.
It went out of bounds. Now you look, little check with me.
Yeah, but I think Maine's going to have to punt
like
this away.
They're giving this the sample signal, okay?
Play clock inside
you can't
10
see
seconds.
John Cena.
Rams not going to budge. Play clock down to 2, down to 1. Timeout taken by Maine. Black Bears trying to get Rhode Island to get antsy.
Timeout.
So it's
Maine.
the final timeout taken by Coach Stevens, and the punt unit presumably
Final
will
timeout
come
and a half.
out after this timeout. So the Rams will actually get the football back. Again, they're punting into the wind. Rams will have some time left, but then you got to think if Rhode Island does receive it cleanly, they probably just want to head to the locker room up a score. Don't have to do anything too crazy here. We'll see. Come out of the break. And the punt unit is out there for Maine. Gabe Soap back at the 25-yard line. On 4th and 1, the Black Bears will punt. Nearly blocked. As Sloat watches it fall in front of him, takes a Maine bounce. That's going to put Rhode Island at the 21 with only 12 seconds left. You got to think the Rams will just
kneel it out and get
escape to the locker room.
To halftime.
You got to be happy with the second quarter here for Rhode Island. Shutting out the Black Bears in the 15-minute period. Scoring twice. But stick with us here at the half as we conclude the first half. An interview with Miss Rhode Island coming up. We'll look around the CAA. Highlights from this first half and more as the Rams knee it out into the locker rooms. Each team goes. First half in the books. Rhode Island scored twice, Maine once. It's 14-7 in a clash of two CAA and New England foes. If the first half is anything of what we're in for the second half, we've got a good game of football coming up here over the next two quarters. First one did its job though. The Rams and the Black Bears, between them just separated by 7 points, 14-7. As we get ready to step aside, we come back more at the half from this game. Devin Farrell found the end zone twice. Rhode Island up 7 at the break.
Hey, sorry it's been a while. I've been so busy and there's always so much to do here. I'm just staying present and taking it all in. I'm learning a lot. Classes have been challenging, but I have some really great people helping me figure it out. Anything's possible here. I just wanted to check in and let you know that I'm finding my place, just like you said I would.
There's been a tradition amongst pioneers, laborers, immigrants, neighbors. Transcending down through generations, it has been learned, inherited, and with us, well, it's in our blood. All we have is one another, fueling each other's fire as we grow together in community, in our work, and in life. So we're proud to carry on this great American tradition of being there when it counts.
Aquaculture, growing seafood, creates stewards of the environment. Our business decisions have to be environmental decisions. What we want to achieve when we grow an oyster is consistency, a deep cup, a thick shell. Where we grow the oysters contributes to the flavor and the texture. At Matunic Oyster Bar, we have our own farm-to-plate cycle. Our oyster farmers and vegetable farmers bring their product to the chefs, then to our servers, then to our guests. We try to get better at it every year. Hopefully we can keep that going.
At the break, the Rams 14, the Black Bears 7, as we welcome you back inside Meade Stadium and send it down to Chris Ward, who has a special interview with a Rhode Island alum. Chris?
That's right, Stone. I am joined here by Rhode Island royalty. This is Miss Rhode Island 2024, Ali Hornung. How are you doing today, Ali?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Always fantastic. It's a beautiful day out. Now, first things first, we saw you participate in the coin toss earlier, but how does it feel to be back at URI?
Feels amazing. I had some of the best years of my young life here, and I am so excited to be back, especially as Miss Rhode Island.
Absolutely, and you were the founder of an incredible organization. What is Glimmer of Hope, and what are its goals?
Glimmer of Hope I actually founded when I was 20 years old, when I was home for the pandemic here, and I started it in honor of my friend Ella Integlia. She was 14 years old when she passed away of leukemia, and I've been a longtime childhood cancer advocate. So Ella actually wrote a letter to American Girl asking them to create a doll with no hair, and when she received one from her friend, she named her doll Hope. So since 2020, we've been able to give out over 700 dolls to kids battling cancer, their siblings, and bereaved siblings. We do local and national photo shoots, and we also send bereavement boxes to families.
That's absolutely incredible. Now, what can you tell our audience about how they can support this organization?
You can follow us on Instagram at Glimmer of Hope FDN, Facebook, Glimmer of Hope Foundation. Our website, if you want to make a donation, is glimmerofhopefoundation.org. And we always have fundraisers and different events. So our biggest one we have is May 3rd, Glimmer Gala. It will be at the Rhode Island Convention Center, and all information will be on our website and social media pages.
Sounds good. And last question here, how did it feel doing the coin toss?
It was amazing. I was a little nervous at first because I wasn't exactly sure how to do a coin toss. Can't talk. But I ended up just throwing it up in the air. It was for the other team, which was unfortunate, but I did my best, and it was fun, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Ali, for your time. Guys, send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Chris. Yes, and a great message that Ali is pushing. Very happy for her success, and also she does a great job representing the University of Rhode Island. We'll step aside. We come back. Halftime stats, highlights, and more as the Rams are up 14-7 over the Maine Black Bears here in Kingston. (14-7) the score here at the break, and Rhode Island and Maine in the CAA. Montana, there's some implications early on in this CAA schedule for these teams, believe it or not, on this, as we take a look at the standings and out-of-town scores, things of that nature. Let's take a look at that top 8, right? Rhode Island stands at the top. Richmond, which we're going to see on the next screen coming up, is all over Bryant right now. So they're going to advance to 4-0 in the conference as well. That's going to make that top echelon. Rhode Island still has a matchup with Delaware coming up later in the year. Going to make that really interesting.
Well, you need to be able to secure this victory, all right? You talk about Rhode Island. You want to try to stay at the top of the leaderboard, all right? You lose this game, then you drop, and you don't know what happens. You start to lose momentum.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You don't want to start to fall down to that 4 and 5 position because you don't know how it's going to totally work out when it comes to playoff time later in the year.
So Bryant, Rhode Island will face later on in the season. They're going to fall to 0-4. This is the second half of the standings. Rhode Island still gets Albany at home as well, too. They'll get Monmouth next week here at Meade Stadium, too. So some important games coming up here. And really, they're all important because of the CAA's difficulty. Here's a look at the scores around the league, though. Richmond all over Bryant. Towson and Monmouth exchanging early. Same thing with Hampton and Elon. And then Delaware and Albany will kick off later tonight. This afternoon, rather. New Hampshire and Villanova, William and Mary and Stony Brook, and then Campbell and North Carolina A&T trying to get back on track their respective seasons. So a lot going on here, Mo. A lot going on.
I'm excited to see how UNH today fends against Villanova after we saw what happened with Maine and Villanova last week. Of course, Maine and New Hampshire, old-time foes, meet at the end of the year every single season. So I'm excited to see how this all starts to play out. And I'm excited to see what ends up happening, especially in the 2, 3, 4 spot in the CAA, because I want to see who's going to be in, who's going to be out, who is the committee going to take from the CAA? Is the CAA a 4-team league this year, a 5-team league this year, or a 3-team league this year? I mean, we're always guaranteed usually 3 spots, 4 spots, but there's no saying, especially this year, it's a very tight, competitive standing slot right now in that upper 5-6 area of the conference.
A lot of games left to play. A lot of them have implications. We'll step aside when we come back. Highlights and stats from the first half of play, where Rhode Island enjoys a 7-point advantage. Stick with us.
Hey, sorry it's been a while. I've been so busy and there's always so much to do here. I'm just staying present and taking it all in. I'm learning a lot. Classes have been challenging, but I have some really great people helping me figure it out. Anything's possible here. I just wanted to check in and let you know that I'm finding my place, just like you said I would.
There's been a tradition amongst pioneers, laborers, immigrants, neighbors. Transcending down through generations, it has been learned, inherited, and with us, well, it's in our blood. All we have is one another, fueling each other's fire as we grow together in community, in our work, and in life. So we're proud to carry on this great American tradition of being there when it counts.
See friends, see food, see view. The Coast Guard House Restaurant.
Football is action-packed.
CAA football is thrilling.
CAA football is gritty.
CAA football is competitive.
CAA football is grit and grind.
CAA football is exciting.
CAA football is tough.
CAA football is relentless.
CAA football is persistent. CAA football is incredible.
CAA football is excellence.
CAA football is lights out.
CAA football is the standard.
CAA football united in excellence.
Welcome back to Meade Stadium, 14-7 at the break. Rhode Island up on in-region rival Maine. Stone Freeman, Montana Friselli with you here. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half of this contest. It was a good one, back and forth affair. So take a look at the first quarter. Maine struck first. This was a big play down the middle of the field. A connection from Peavy to Irrifin, Mo Irrifin, number 4, the grad student. That was a 40-something yard gainer that set up this touchdown to the tight end, Cooper Heisey, for 7 yards, Mo. Maine was up 7-0.
Maine just doing a great job, I think, so far. They have great play call. They're able to make good calls in the short yardage. When they need to take a shot, they just need to continue to be able to run the ball. Of course, here, the big stop there by the Rhode Island defense on fourth down.
Yeah, fourth down for URI. The Black Bears rather came up short. Sets up Rhode Island's completion to Marquise Buchanan from Devin Farrell to Buchanan. And then Farrell took it himself. And Farrell again in a second time. Both touchdowns for Rhode Island today have been from the quarterback on keepers. The Rams are up 14-7 at the break. But you see Rhode Island's committed to that run, Mo. Even though it struggled early on, Maine's front four was doing a sound job with it. They stayed committed to it, and you see some of those numbers. 21 rushing yards for the quarterback, 2 rushing TDs, and Grant staying on with his averages, 11 carries for 40 yards. He averages 80 yards per game on the ground, so he's right where he should be. But it's the starting position too, right? Owned 14 and owned 37. Rhode Island's got nearly 25 yards plus in some situations in terms of field positioning. And that, again, has to do a lot with the win that we've talked about in this game.
Well, I think we talked about the running game, right? Rhode Island wants to continue to run the football. That's what they always want to do, okay? It becomes on to Coach Murphy and how he starts to disguise the run, the different ways that you're able to call the run, different ways that you can call the option, all right? Anything to keep the ball on the ground, make the defense think, put the defense in positions where they are bending, okay? Where they are not, where they don't have the leverage. And, of course, they're doing a great job using the read option in many different positions on the field.
What matters is, though, the score is 14-7 in favor of Rhode Island right now. Maine will get the football and the wind in their favor when we come back to start this third quarter. A good one here in Kingston. Don't miss it. This homecoming crowd on hand here at Meade Stadium looking to cheer on Rhode Island to a victory as they're up 14-7 as we begin the second half of play. Hi, everybody. Stone Freeman, Montana Friselli with you. And Mo, we're just talking before we get back on air here about how time of possession, believe it or not, Maine, despite trailing by 7, they own time of possession by about 5 minutes, right? But if you look at Rhode Island's scoring, right, 1:44 on one of their scoring drives and 4:36 on their second. So starting field position and wind and all these different factors that we've talked about have equated to Rhode Island scoring quicker despite Maine controlling the clock.
Well, yeah, so time of possession and field position, where you start on the field, how much time is on the clock, has to play a lot into this, all right?
Sure.
But for Maine, when I look at the Maine's offense right now, you get the ball deep in your end zone, okay? You then have to hold on to the ball. You have to go the length of the field, all right? Their average starting position is like the 11-yard line, all right? You have to be able to execute now later in the drives. You almost are extending the drive on yourself, all right? Rhode Island on the other side, getting the ball, good field position, good job, throwing great shots. It's Maine that I want to see how they end up with field position and holding on to the football, executing late in the drive.
Good point, Mo. Let's take it down to field level with Chris Ward again. Chris?
Thanks, Stone. So I talked to head coach Jim Fleming as he was coming out of the tunnel and asked him how much the wind has been a factor in this game and whether or not it will affect them in the second half. Coach said that although the wind is 12 miles per hour with gusts of 25, he told me that the wind is a factor in a kickable and passable game. However, they'll see if it'll be a difference maker in the second half. Overall, the goal in his opinion is playing for the win and pushing this thing into the fourth. Guys, let's be honest, both of these teams are going head to head with Mother Nature.
Thanks so much, Chris. Yeah, it's a great point. And that's a part of this game that I think is universal. I try to find, as a fan of football, you try to find the intricacies of the game that they'll say, well, it's FCS, it's not FBS, right? Or it's college football, it's not pro football. No matter what level you're playing, could be a Friday night light game, could be a JV game, could be FCS, FBS, whatever it might be. You got to factor in all these little things. And here at Meade Stadium, right, there isn't that true stadium bowl feel, right? That wind is whipping through at field level. You have to factor all that in.
Well, you think it's like a true valley almost, all right? You have two tall grandstands on both sides. The wind just funnels directly through it. And you look at there's no coverage, there's no trees on the outside. There's no way to block out air to force through. All right, there's no breakup in a way. Okay, it's open on both sides, and it just flows right through. A true valley look, in the sense of a stadium. Two large grandstands.
As we get ready to start this second half, both teams offensively did perform pretty well. Maine, their quarterback Peavy, who we'll take a look at here to start the third quarter, went 14 of 19, 128 yards and a touchdown, only sacked once. Devin Farrell, completion-wise, 5 of 12. Not too impressive, 95 yards, but he's got those 2 rushing touchdowns. Defensive doing a pretty good job. Rhode Island forcing a 4th down stop against the Black Bears. But Maine will benefit from the wind at their backs in this third quarter. As Walter kicks it away, or rather Groff kicks it away into the wind. It's received by Maine. And weaving in and out of traffic, sidestepping the sideline. Nice return for the Black Bears. That one's brought back by number 25 for Maine, Banks, the running back. And this will bring up good starting field position for the Black Bears. So even though they started drives at the 14-yard line on average in the first half, they quickly flipped that narrative and will start this drive at the 37.
So now things change, all right? What we just talked about with field position, time of possession. Now it allows Maine to maybe short clock, take some chances, and work its way down the field by hitting quick strikes.
1st and 10 now on the first drive of the second half for the Black Bears. Peavy, clean pocket so far that now collapses, and he's hit. He's sacked at the 25-yard line. Rhode Island's defensive unit, Malachi Burby, Carson Primrose come up from the bottom of the pile. So does Case Mankins, a team unit.
A great job, good rush. You see Primrose just turning the center around. The center almost tries to box out, just pushing back on him. A great, angry defensive front for Rhode Island. A great job, very very happy with that pressure right there. I assume Coach Laurenti is great sack, puts them now at a second and about 20-22.
You got to think too, Gabe Solomons had the initial hit on the quarterback, and Peavy got away from it as they go on the ground. Second play from scrimmage gets back some of the yardage, but will bring up 3rd and long now, as the running back was Santana Fiss, who we saw a fair amount of in that first half of action.
Now you bring out your pass rushers, Malachi Burb. You kind of go thinner up front. Are you looking at a 3 or a 4 down set, three defensive linemen, and you have paying you off the weak side or the edge of the defense to the near side. And then you just let your guys cover. You got to get to that quarterback quickly and hoping that the defensive backs do their job in coverage. It looks like they're going to be in a nice drop situation here.
Snap back on 3rd and long. Peavy's looking, and he's facing pressure. Escapes the first time. Second time, he just throws it away. He's got a man in the area to avoid the intentional grounding. But a sensational effort by this Rhode Island defense to force a 3 and out on the opening drive of the second half for Maine. Punt unit coming out for the Black Bears.
You know what? I like that play call there by Maine. They try to flood the far side of the field, the open side of the field. And he had a guy open. He had the intermediate guy open on a little flag route. But just the pressure up front, a great job by the Rhode Island front 4, really adding pressure, getting in there. Great job.
Punt unit is out. With the wind helping him out, this will back Gabe Sloat up to the 20-yard line. Gabe fumbled it. The ball is loose. It goes out of bounds, so Rhode Island will benefit from it. But that was a close one. Maine had a man in the area, too. Let's take another look.
Sloat, it looks like he just tries to run the ball before he truly looks it in. All right, you gotta close up, use your body, secure the football, then you continue the play. All right, you can't start to run before you catch the ball. You're thinking too far ahead. The number one thing, you gotta possess the ball. You have to catch, especially in the punt situation. Now it puts him back at the 15-yard line.
So here's this Rhode Island offense that is scored on their last 2 drives. They go on the ground to Grant. Be shy of the 20-yard line, be a 2-yard gainer.
2-3 yards in a cloud of dust, that's all you need.
Grant had a great first half, 40 yards.
I like the split zone look that Rhode Island gives. They do a good job because it freezes the linebackers. You have action going both ways, offensive line one way, tight end going the other. I like the look, and Rourke does a great job on his trap blocks, all right? He leads, okay? Lead shoulder comes in, head goes to the inside, making sure nobody can spin off of him into the play. Good job by Rourke.
2nd and 7 is a 3-yard gain. Buchanan is the motion man. Goes from the bottom of the top of your screen, and the Rams take a timeout. That's different, huh?
Yeah. And
we'll step aside. We'll dissect it when we come back. Rams facing 2nd down. Second and 7 for URI. on their first drive of the second half. Play action. Farrell throws it over the middle. It's caught by Marquise Buchanan. A tight window that Farrell had to thread the needle through. Buchanan still up on his feet, finally pushed down at the 35-yard line by a plethora of Black Bears, but an impressive throw from Farrell that sets up Rhode Island on another set of downs as we have a Black Bear down in the backfield. No, that's a Ram. Sorry.
Yes, it is. That's a great, I want to analyze the play first, all right?
Sure.
A great job, the RPO. You have Buxton pulling. Good pancake, of course, but you find Buchanan just slanting right underneath the secondary. Good window. You fit it in there. It was a great throw by Farrell. You pick up the first down. You're still in service, but now I believe that's Dimitri Robinson who's down for Rhode Island. And then we go from there. We see who they put in. Does he have to come out? What's the situation? But with anything else, you got a first down. You got new lives. See, he gets helped up off the field.
He's a Mercer transfer too.
He is. These Mercer guys love the Northeast for some reason.
I always find that, and obviously I've never been in the situation that some of these athletes have, so I can never. I'm only looking at this from the perspective of just a human.
Yeah.
Having lived in New England, I can never understand transferring up north. I'm just not a cold guy.
I love the cold.
Do you?
I love it. So they put Jacob Otts in at right tackle. Bump in Jordan Cooper to that right guard spot.
1st and 10 now on the new set of downs after the completion to Buchanan. Flung out. Gaines is met right away. Maine had an answer for that one.
Good
the
little
defensive
play.
back.
It's a great job. So you trade Rourke over.
Ryby.
And then you run him on the influence. Now it's an influence where he doesn't kick the defender, but he just influences him in a little bit. You hit Gaines on the quick little hitch. Great play. And now you give it off.
2nd down. Nice rush past the 40-yard line. Bring up 3rd and short. That was Grant again. Rams need this first down to keep the drive moving. Keep some momentum on their side as well. Again, one thing Maine did really well last week too was also forcing turnovers. They turned Villanova over 4 times last week. You got to think their defense is thinking about that in this game.
Yeah, you get this doubles look.
Snap back on 3rd and short. Flung out, caught by Tommy Smith, and he's got the first down. Only needed 3, he got 4. Ball's going to get spotted at the 45-yard line. Smith has gotten woven into this offensive game plan for Rhode Island elegantly.
Well, he's a guy that makes plays consistently. That's something about Tommy Smith is he consistently makes plays and he can block.
Grant, the ball carrier.
Nobody was covering Smith there. I'd go fast now and just run him right back up the seam.
2nd down now after a 2-yard gain for Malik.
They go fast. They go fast. Here it is. I guarantee you have the leverage right now on the tight end. There's nobody over him.
They go on the ground again. Grant makes the first wave miss and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Brings up 3rd down. Maine had answers on both of those carries. Dyson gets credited with the stop.
Brings it up. This is a money down the 3rd and long. Get this stop, get the ball back to your offense if you're Maine. Rhode Island now, I don't understand why we didn't try to take a shot on the second down play. All right, you go fast to the line. They weren't properly aligned, the defense. But now you set up a 3rd and long.
Farrell takes the snap on 3rd and long. Throws it over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of Sean Harris. No.
16. That is number 16. That's Ryan Black.
That's Black. Incomplete. Would have been his first catch. Take another look here.
This is the punt team comes out on the field for Rhode Island. It was right there, wide open. Good throw. You just got to look that in for Black.
Yeah, he beat Jamari Gibson, the defensive back, over the middle. So the punt unit comes out for Rhode Island.
Almost blocked.
A good one in that, though. And whistle stopped this play at the 15-yard line. That's where Maine will begin their 2nd drive of the second half.
Now back into this situation of field position, time of possession we talk. Now Maine's going to start off. Now they got an 85-yard bout to the end zone, all right? You got to try to tie this game up as you get a little bit deeper into the fourth quarter.
We got to think, too, though, their drive, they've done it already. They've proved to themselves they can. 12 plays, 90 yards in 7 minutes. That was their first drive to end the first quarter.
Yep.
Or the first touchdown drive, I should say. That's the only time Maine has found points in this contest. If you're Rhode Island's defense, though, Mo, there's got to be a side of you that's just like, we got to keep this momentum going, right?
Of course.
Pedal to the metal still, plenty of ball game left to go. This is an important drive, though, for the Black Bears. Play action. Flung out, and it's complete. A tight window that Moss reels in the catch from Carter Peavy.
That was good coverage there by number 24. That's Johnson for the Rams. A great job, great coverage, but just not close enough. You know what I mean? Just a great job by Moss, just pulling it away.
Plenty of time for Peavy. Throws it, and it's complete. Just shy of the 50-yard line. It's reeled in by Nick Laughlin, the redshirt freshman wideout. Gets his 10th catch of the season. And Maine now ticking.
Good little intermediate route by Laughlin there. Great job. Now Maine's starting to gain the momentum. Now you keep going. They get stopped there on the first down run. But I like the momentum where Maine's offense is going. I think you keep on trying to throw those short routes or those intermediate routes. I think you could have a lot of success if you keep on riding the high that you're on.
7 receivers have caught passes today from Peavy. Moss having the most. He's got 7 of the 16 completions Peavy has shared with his wideouts. Brings up 2nd and 10. About 8 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Motion for the Black Bears. And Peavy was a designed run. He's bottled up in the backfield. A sack. Gabe Salmons was the first to get to the quarterback. He'll get credited with the tackle for loss and sack. And it brings up 3rd and long, Mo.
Great job there by the Rhode Island defense. Now you're in this passing situation. What are you going to do if you're Maine? I think that they go back to those out routes, the 10, 15-yard out, some that they've had success on already on this drive. If you're Rhode Island defense, you got to start thinking money down. This is time to get the ball back to your offense, see if you can go up 2 scores, or at least give the offense the opportunity to put more points on the board.
3rd and 12 here for the Black Bears. Snap taken. Peavy spinning out. Gets upfield, and he's going to scamper out of bounds. Shy of the first down by about 6 yards. But the quarterback, again, he's kind of slick like that, Mo. We've seen that a couple times today, each side of the line of scrimmage, where he finds a seam and takes it upfield. That time, no, just he needed too many yards than he could get. 4th and 7, and the punt unit comes out. Gabe Sloat is back inside the 10. Again, Maine's going to get some help from the wind here.
Good little punt here. I like it.
Takes a Maine bounce. That's going to roll into the end zone. And we'll step aside. Rhode Island will begin their next drive at the 25-yard line. Rhodey trying to go up 2 scores.
Hey, sorry it's been a while. I've been so busy and there's always so much to do here. I'm just staying present and taking it all in. I'm learning a lot. Classes have been challenging, but I have some really great people helping me figure it out. Anything's possible here. I just wanted to check in and let you know that I'm finding my place, just like you said I would.
Aquaculture, growing seafood, creates stewards of the environment. Our business decisions have to be environmental decisions. What we want to achieve when we grow an oyster is consistency, a deep cup, a thick shell. Where we grow the oysters contributes to the flavor and the texture. At Matunic Oyster Bar, we have our own farm-to-plate cycle. Our oyster farmers and vegetable farmers bring their product to the chefs, then to our servers, then to our guests. We try to get better at it every year. Hopefully we can keep that going.
There's been a tradition amongst pioneers, laborers, immigrants, neighbors, Transcending down through generations, it has been learned, inherited, and with us, well, it's in our blood. All we have is one another, fueling each other's fire as we grow together in community, in our work, and in life. So we're proud to carry on this great American tradition of being there when it counts.
6:35 left to go in the third quarter. Rhode Island will start their second drive of the second half. Stone Freeman, Montana for Selly with you here on this afternoon in Kingston as Grant trying to hopscotch his way upfield. Gets a couple yards on 1st and 10. Second down now coming. Rhode Island's defense has done a good job here in the second half, forcing 2 Maine punts.
Little old school Green Bay 8, as Vince Lombardi would call that, the pin and pull, the sweep play. A drive starter that it can be. If you get a good down block, good pull, good kicks, but just a couple yards there for Rhode Island. But it starts to, you know, I mean, now you have to guard it. You see it now. What are they going to do on second down? This is the time to take the shot.
2nd and 8.
There it is.
Play action, flung out, caught, and Gaines gets tied up. Makes the reception, but a good tackle by Isaiah Watson. Grad student, Maine defensive back. Brings up 3rd and 3. That really is a big play stopper right there. Still gets the catch, Gaines does, but that could have been dangerous. Really, Gaines only had Watson to beat.
It puts you in the 3rd and manageable, though, for Rhode Island, all right? The theory is on second down, you got to get half. And it sets up a good 3rd down for Rhode Island. Though the slant.
Go back to Gaines, and it's incomplete.
Almost.
And Rhode Island's going to have to punt now. So neither team finding any rhythm on those drives. Rhode Island now faces the 3 and out. Maine's defense does a sound job. And Maine now played the field position game a bit here. They are going to benefit from it.
Now if you're Maine, you get the ball back at about the 40-yard line or so, you give or take. Especially now Rhode Island going into the wind. Sets up some good field position for Maine.
Nearly blocked again. That might have got a fingertip on it, actually. That's a short punt. And Maine's going to get the football at the 47-yard line. So 5:10 left to go in the third. I didn't know if there was the wind there more. There was some good pass rush, too, or punt rushing there, too.
Yeah, there was a good punt rush. I don't know if that was the wind that held that up or if that was tipped,
partially
fingertip.
I was say tipped. It wasn't blocked by him. Let's take a look here. No, it was just the wind.
Just the wind.
Yeah.
So that gets tricky.
Yeah.
It was tricky punt, tricky play. Tricky to call, at least.
They go on the ground to the Black Bears. Nice run of about 5 yards on 1st down.
It's a good 1st down play. Put you at second and about 5, 2nd and 6. Really now you can do anything, all right? Throw the ball, you can run the ball. And I want to start to see Maine's offensive line start to dominate at the line of scrimmage, which they've done an okay job. But if you want to put a scoring drive together, I think you use up the rest of the clock here in the 3rd quarter and you put some points up on the board. You run the ball down the field.
That was Santana Fisk, who only has 10 attempts today on the ground, but 70 yards, averaging 7 yards per carry. As the Black Bears go back on the ground to Santana Fisk. And it's a 1st down and some. He needed the 33. Gets forward to about the 32. And a nice gainer.
Great job here by that Maine offensive line. Full zone blocking to the left, excuse me. You find the cutback lane, you get up in there, you fake the jet sweep underneath, boom, hand it to the running back, and you let him go to work, which he did. Great gain, sets up the 1st down. And now this is Maine's ball game. They're getting into that Rhode Island territory, deep into it. And you've only ran the ball two or three plays so far now. You keep on moving it.
1st and 10 for the Black Bears. They go back on the ground again. And this time, Rhodey's got an answer. A positive gain for Brian Santana Fisk, but not much. Maybe a yard.
You want to keep on running the football there. Rhode Island starts to come in. They see that they read the sweep. Good job getting to the point of attack and blowing it up. Now puts Maine in the 2nd and long situation. But it starts to make Rhode Island's defense think. All right, what are they going to do? Now you got to start keying on Moss, keying on Laughlin, guys that have made plays so far today. Laughlin's not in the ballgame, excuse me. But you got to start to key in on guys that have been making catches now and see what they're going to do.
2nd and 10. They're going to throw the football. Thrown over the middle and dangerous ball. He did have Montego Moss for a split second. Overthrew him, though.
If he waited about a half a second and then threw the ball, I think it would have been a completed catch. He just overthrew him just a little bit. Okay, put that ball a little bit lower, more of a line drive toss, let him catch it right in front of him, turn it upfield, and who knows, he could still be running.
3rd and 10, empty backfield for Peavy. He's got 5 men outstretched across the line of scrimmage. He completes it to Moss. Moss sidesteps upfield for a first down, just shy of the 15-yard line, down at the 16. And they seem to find Montego Moss whenever they need him. 8th catch of the day for Moss. First and 10, new set of downs for the Black Bears. They flip the tight ends.
Bring the fullback in, play that wing position.
Play action again. Peavy's got plenty of time as he flips it forward and he completed it. Wow.
What a miraculous flip there by Peavy.
He found John Costanza, the defensive lineman that we've seen come in on offense a couple times to Montana's point as a fullback. Take another look.
A lot of time to make the decision, just a great little acrobatic flip. That's a good job, just making something out of nothing, all right? Nothing was open originally. You got to start to float around. You give a little flip. Completed, now you're 2nd and 4, and the clock's still running. You're starting to use up this entire 3rd quarter clock. Run the ball into the end zone. You enter a tie ball game going in to the 4th quarter.
As they go back on the ground and bottled up before the first down, be 3rd down. I got a correction too. That was Martin that caught that ball, the running back. There was a jersey swap situation where Martin is wearing number 5 today. This will be 3rd down, Mo. With about a minute left to go in the 3rd quarter. Third and very short, 3rd and 2. This drive, amongst other things, has allowed Maine not only to get into rhythm, but also you could hear a pin drop. Very silent crowd as Maine is just methodically chewed away 34 yards on 7 plays. They had great field position to start here as the crowd comes alive here on 3rd down. Peavy takes the snap, play action, dumps it off, and it's caught. 1st down. That is Laughlin again. They use him in short down situations, and they get the first.
That was great because
1st and goal to go.
I mean, even if you handed the ball off, it wouldn't have been the wrong option either. Okay, they decide to throw it on the play action. That's fine. Get some yards, and boom, now Maine's rocking 1st and goal inside the 5.
Maine doesn't have to snap it if they choose. They could take this to the 4th if need be. Inside now 5 seconds to go here in the quarter. And Peavy doesn't snap it. We'll head to the 4th with Maine knocking on the front door.
That is the end.
Trying to tie this game up with a score. We're coming back with the 4th quarter. What a way to start the fourth quarter. Maine with a goal to go. First down situation here. A touchdown and an extra point would tie this game at 14 as we head to the fourth. Stone Freeman, Montana Friselli with you as we flip the field. Black Bears take the snap. They go on the ground, and it's a touchdown. The Black Bears get in. And we are within an extra point away from a tie as Brian Santana-Fiss gets his second touchdown of the season and brings Maine within a point.
I love that little shift to the full house formation. All right, and then it's 3 different guys that can get the ball. All right, you can't just key in on one because there's 3 different options back there. Any of them can do damage. Great job of the offensive line opening up a great running hole.
And the kick is up and the kick is through. We're tied up. A great drive though for Maine though. 9 plays, 43 yards in 5 minutes took them into the fourth quarter. And more importantly for the Black Bears, ties this game up at 14. Here you go, Mo.
As we look at the replay, okay, just across the face, something quick and easy, a simple handoff up the gut, and a great job by this Maine offensive line. Open up a great hole, and of course, that's Brian Santana-Fiss just finishing it off, being physical at the point of attack, and getting into the end zone, securing that touchdown. A great job. And if you're a running back, especially on running teams, you love being inside the 10. It allows you to be physical. It allows your offensive line to get physical up front. And you get into the end zone. Now it's a tied ball game. We enter the fourth quarter, just 4 seconds into it. And it's like a whole new ball game. It's just like, boom, 15 minutes. Let's see who wins.
Got that right, Mo. 14:56 to be exact. Knotted up at 14 apiece here after the 4-yard touchdown run for Santana-Fiss. As the ball comes off the tee again, that wind's still going to be a factor. Rhode Island will have the fourth quarter with the wind in its favor at its back. So Maine will kick this into the wind. No score, though, in that third quarter. That score there in the 4 seconds into the fourth is the first score of the second half. As this ball keeps coming off the tee, somebody's going to have to hold it.
What we're looking at right now, Stone, to me, a true defensive bout in the third quarter. All right, Maine does a great job rallying off a long drive. Okay, they get the ball with 6 minutes. That ends up becoming
they took advantage of the field position, too.
Exactly.
Talking about.
Yeah, the field position. All right, that all ties into one. It hits a ram off the head.
Straight. Kicked it straight. That's obviously probably has to do with the fact you have somebody right there holding it. It kind of changes up your perspective on it. And he put a bullet into a Rhode Island Ram.
That's not something that you see every day on a kickoff
No,
team. Let's look at the
check this
replay.
out. That went right on. That's Moses Muse, right?
It's Moses Muse.
It ends up helping out Rhode Island, though. Good field position here for URI. They'll begin this drive at the 39-yard line.
Got 61 yards to go. Got a running game that's been working, and I think you do more of the same.
Farrell takes the snap, scans the field. Plenty of time. Now Farrell rolls out. Looking downfield, he's going to throw it, and it was batted away.
Almost intercepted
there.
there.
That was dangerous. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
That's number 11, Christian Thomas, the linebacker for Maine. Now, when you roll out in those situations, he tries to fit into a tight window. Maybe you just try to throw it out of bounds, not to force anything, especially on this side of the field, all right? If you start to try to force something inside your 20 or 30, that's, again, you know what I mean, something that you don't want to do, you're giving up a scoring opportunity, but still, it makes Maine go the distance of the field.
2nd and 10 as they flare out. Tommy Smith. Snap back to Farrell. And they go on the ground.
Great
little bit of a aisleway up the gut that Malik Grant took advantage of. Nice gain on 2nd down. Will bring up 3rd and manageable.
Now you got the 3rd and medium situation, all right? You just call it 3rd and medium. You kind of can do anything. I think, in my eyes, all right, you're probably going to go for a short pass, move some guys in motion like Rhode Island's doing right now, okay, see how they adjust, and then that can alter your routes, all right? You ease up the line of scrimmage, and you allow your receivers to see what the coverage is, and that alters the option routes.
Farrell throws it. It's complete. He's got Greg Gaines. First down. Hefty amount of Greg in this game. That's his 4th catch of the day. He's over 30 yards. He's been targeted 6 times.
Easy little curl route right there by Gaines, and a good physical play on the ball. Good job by Gaines holding the ball, securing, all right, and a good job by the Maine defender trying to get there, all right, played a little bit off-man coverage.
Play action, thrown, and it's caught. Tommy Smith at the 20 to the 10, and he's pushed out of bounds towards the pylon. He's going to be downed at the 1. Tommy Smith with the catch.
Great job there by Tommy Smith, just getting behind the defense, all right? Linebackers late to read him and recover, and a good job finding Smith over the middle by Farrell, as Rhode Island's going to look like they're going to hurry to the line, maybe try to get a quick play off. Maybe another read option. It's been working so far now in the end zone as they crowd the box.
He's down at the 3. Smith is the motion man now as Farrell takes the snap. Farrell's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be downed at the 1. They ran a similar play, not the same, but a similar play that they missed Tommy Smith.
They
Devin
did.
Farrell did. This time he stuck it in his mitts.
A great job. Great pitch and catch there. Good read by Farrell. Good job Smith completing the play, getting massive yards as they go back to this Wildcat situation with Smith at quarterback.
2nd and goal from the 1. They shift over. Grant will take the snap. Grant sidesteps into the end zone. Touchdown, URI.
Great play by Rhode Island. A good job. They go into that Wildcat formation again and allows Smith to get set as the quarterback. They shift over. It goes directly to the running back, and boom. They try to run the kick play, the power kick or the zone kick to the left side. He ends up cutting it back, finds the cutback lane. Everybody over, pursues on the top. He can waltz right into the end zone.
Malik Grant finds the end zone for the 6th time this season. Rhodey trying to go up by a full touchdown score. Extra point is up, extra point is good. And the Rams up again, this time 21-14 after the touchdown. Malik Grant, Wildcat, sidesteps, gives Rhodey the lead.
Immediate timeout.
Back to receive for the Black Bears, number 2.
12:25 left to go in the 4th quarter of play here in Kingston, Rhode Island, as this homecoming crowd looks on as Rhode Island up 7, 21-14. Stone Freeman, Montana Friselli with you here on a beautiful fall afternoon in the village of Kingston. Rhodey will kick this one away, back into the awaiting pause of the Maine Black Bears. This kick goes into the end zone. Maine will start this drive at the 25. Let's take another look here at that touchdown for the University of Rhode Island. It was the running back, Malik Grant, that sidestepped away, found the left side of the line of scrimmage, and he's in for 6, Mo.
And again, Rhode Island just running the same play that they ran out of it earlier, okay? That, again, Malik Grant scored on, right? It's a little zone kick play to the left, all right? You use Smith as the kick. Full zone to the left side for the offensive line, able to find a cutback lane all the way to the right, little sidestep, and he waltzes into the end zone, no problem.
It's a big opportunity for the Black Bears from Maine to tie this game up again here with a successful drive as they go on the ground. And met right away at the line of scrimmage is the ball carrier for the Black Bears.
Good job by Rhode Island there, just playing it 11 heads to the football. Good job centering it on the ball carrier, fitting your run gap correctly, and making the tackle. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Now you get late into the ball game, you need to fall back onto the small things that you do well. Tackle, fill your gap. Don't allow them to get easy or you know what I mean, yards that could be negated by you doing the right thing.
2nd and 10. Peavy's going to throw it, and he pump fakes, and now he's taken down. The 3rd sack of the day for this Rhode Island defensive front. Carson Primrose takes down the quarterback. It's a loss of 7, and it's 3rd and long.
Primrose is somebody that we've seen already do a great job getting up the field. If we look at the replay, just a good job getting around that. It looks like the left guard and just swallowing up Peavy in the backfield. Great job.
Got around Anthony Iliano, redshirt freshman and guard for Maine. 3rd and long now, as Meade Stadium has some juice in it. They motion Gilbert, the tight end. Steps up, dumps it off. He's got a running back who sprints upfield, spinning. He's going to be a yard shy of a 1st down, but what an effort from Brian Santana-Fiss, who cannoned himself out of the backfield, and they're going to give him the 1st.
Wow, they might have to measure that one.
That is a generous spot. And if Maine's smart, which they are going to snap this football right away. Fleming is right in the ear of the line judge. And now they're going to review it. I mean, that is a generous spot that they gave him. Now, to Santana-Fiss's credit, he put on a full clinic to get each and every single inch in that effort, but he is a yard short. They're going to have to review this.
Ruling on the field is that the runner made the line to gain. Previous play is under further review.
They are going to review it. So now we can play our favorite game, which we speculate and become the men in stripes. Let's take a couple looks here, Mo. So first and foremost, good vision and elusiveness from Peavy, who just dumps it off.
Yes. All right, good pressure by Rhode Island's defense. Good job making a quick decision, getting to the running back. Now it's like, it looks like it's the what is that, the 34 or the 34-yard line he gets to.
They need the 35 for the 1st.
It doesn't look like he ever crosses over.
They needed the 35-yard line.
And it looks like
because the original line of scrimmage was the 25.
From our point of view, this should be now a 4th and 1 situation.
Take another look. So again, this is a tough angle, but they need the 35. That's that solid line. He's not even close.
I think this one's going to get overturned.
He's a yard and a half short.
There should be a new spot.
So then it's 4th down. They're going to break here already. The official is done reviewing. So it was relatively quickly, all things considered.
After further review, runner was short of the line to gain. It'll be 4th down and a half yard to go at the 34.5-yard line.
So now it's decision time for Coach Stevens. I mean, you have plenty of time left in this game, but you got to think field position and all that.
As the punt team comes out onto the field.
Yep, so they are going to punt it.
But it looks like the Rhode Island defense will stay out there. And they put a return man back, take a guy off. So you still play defense in this situation, right? You don't want to let anything easy come up. If they try to pull a fast one on you, you put Sloat back there to return.
So Sloat's back at the 35. Maine is indeed going to punt it. Sloat fair catches it at the 42, and that's where Rhode Island will begin this next drive. So again, good starting field position. We've talked about the wind. We've kind of beat that storyline already, but it is really coming into play here when you keep coming back to. Now, Maine did break the trend of team scoring on the left side of the field, right? The left end zone.
Yes.
But ultimately, that's because they did most of their driving towards the left side, and then we flipped the field, and they had the ball inside the 5 on the opposing side. So there is something to be said about field position in this game. And now Rhode Island is going to possess the football. 1st and 10, 10:23 left to go in the 4th, up a score. 3 wide outs to the top of the formation for Farrell to work with. They go on the ground. It's Malik Grant. Grant into the secondary and into Maine territory, past the 40, falling forward to the 36.
Great job by the Rhode Island offensive line, just opening up a gap, a base first down play, and you just end up eating it for about 20 yards or so. What a great job by Grant, finding a seam, taking it, and then being physical at the point of attack. Okay, falling forward for some extra yards.
1st and 10, new set of downs. And Farrell's going to keep it, spinning away, and he's just going to hit the deck. Nice job by the Maine defensive unit.
Replay is
Xavier
currently
Holmes
down at the moment. Replay is
was
currently
right up
down
in
at the
front of
moment.
the quarterback Farrell.
Now, that's a good job by Maine on the option responsibility, all right? They didn't bite on the handoff or anything. They stayed base, and they played their responsibility, all right? It looked like on that play, middle 5 or middle 4 have fullback or running back, and then you allow your end or outside back, or most outside guy to take the quarterback.
Farrell waits. A lot of patience here as the Rams using the clock to their advantage. It's thrown and incomplete. Any penalty markers? No.
No flag.
3rd and long upcoming here for URI, as the fans certainly wanted the penalty marker. And nobody is, the only real costly penalty we've seen today, Montana, was that
unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, the unsportsmanlike from Maine's right guard.
Yep.
That gave Rhode Island great starting field position, which seems to be the narrative today. 3rd and 14.
Just tight trips to the field side. And flexes them out.
Snap back on 3rd and long. They throw it. It's complete. A 1st down. A catch and run for URI that moves the sticks.
It's Amari Walker.
It's Amari Walker.
Great little crossing play over the middle. I like that. You flex Smith out into a bunch situation, and then Walker just over the middle. All right, it makes the defensive backs from Maine have to make decisions on who you're covering, where the response is, and where are the guys going. You gotta keep track on who's coming into your zone.
The Rams have gone deep into the depth chart and wideouts. Sean Harris, we still haven't seen come back into this game, as Devin Farrell tries to scamper upfield, and as he puts his head up, he sees the big fella Davis, 6'3", 295, out in front of him, and just slides underneath him.
Now, forecasting now, if Rhode Island doesn't score on this, they're in field goal position. They're in the field goal territory, and they also have the wind at their back to help them out.
That's a great point, Mo. 2nd down and long here for Rhode Island. Farrell's going to keep it himself, skipping and sidestepping through traffic. Get some of those yards back from the sack, but that's it.
Little QB counter action. I mean, it puts you back at that 3rd down and 10 or so. Now you got a 3rd and long play. You got to look at if you're Coach Murphy, what you like in this situation when you're getting down towards the red zone on 3rd and 10, 3rd and long plays. You don't have a lot of field to play with if you're Rhode Island.
Ty Groff's career long is 33 yards, or season long, I should say, is 33. So they got to get a little bit closer. 3rd and 10, though, as
Looks
penalty
like a
marker comes in. It's a false start.
It looks like it's on.
False start. Offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty.
That's on Walker,
3rd down.
receiver.
Just had that 1st down catch.
Now that puts you in a questionable spot when it comes to field goal territory. We talked about as long as 33. We're getting back into the 40s now.
3rd and 15.
If you don't convert. But also now maybe you go for a medium play, try to get some yards back, maybe get down to the 20 and allow him to kick.
Play clock is at 9 as Farrell faces an empty backfield. Takes the snap. Rams are going to throw it. Farrell scans, looks. He's got a man wide open, and it's incomplete, or it's jumped up in the air, and the Rams do catch it. It bounced off of the receiver, and Tommy Smith came soaring in and grabbed it.
That's a great heads-up play by Smith. Amazing job by Smith tracking the ball in the air. And now that saves the field goal opportunity that we just talked about for Rhode Island.
So 4th and 5, they're going to bring out Groff. It'll be a 35-yard attempt, again, well within his wheelhouse, to put Rhode Island up 2 scores late in this 4th quarter. Ball on the far side hash marks. Right side hash marks. Clean snap, clean hold. The kick is up, and the kick is through. The Rams up 10 with 6:04 left to go in the 4th quarter. That's a big kick from Ty Groff.
Great special teams operation. The field goal unit doing a great job not allowing any pressure. All right, if I was Maine, all right, Maine special teams coordinator, you got to come after that kick. Call out the dogs, let them go.
Here's the play that set it up, though. Looking downfield, Farrell had a guy wide open. That's 11. That's Walker again. He kicks it up in the air. And Tommy Smith, to your point, Montana, just a smart play. That ends up going from what would have been 4th and long and out of Ty Groff's field goal range to the catch that makes it 4th and 5. You rush your field goal unit out there, and he drills a 35-yard field goal, a new long for the kicker. And your most important point is your team goes up 2 scores.
Exactly. Now it's a 2-possession ball game. Maine has to now play fast. All right, they need a kick return here. The ball doesn't go into the end zone. They need to have a lengthy kick return, and you got to move fast if you're this Maine offense.
They kicked with the wind at their back, too. So 6:04 left to go in the 4th quarter. As the Rams will kick this one away. Kick is up and falling quickly. Maine's going to have to bring it out from the 5-yard line. Spinning away to the 25, and that's where the Black Bears will go down. Number 2, Ewing was the returner. So inside 6 minutes, Mo. Maine does have a plethora of ways to stop the clock, though. 3 timeouts, the 2-minute timeout. You're really not in urgent mode yet, but you do have to start piecing together plays that end up resulting in drives.
Well, you need to score on this drive,
yeah.
period. Point blank period, you have to score on this drive if you're Maine. All right, how are you going to get now to the other side of the field, all right? Are you going to flex it out? Are you going to use Moss, which I assume they will? All right, they got to kind of go quick, maybe use a hurry-up situation. But they need to score. Some way they need to score.
The shadow of the Ryan Center takes over the line of scrimmage as it's thrown, complete, out to the 40-yard line, scampering out of bounds. It's reeled in by Michael Moniosi, the grad student that gets his 4th catch of the season, first of the day. 5:40 and rolling left to go here in this 4th quarter on what is a pleasant afternoon for football and a Coastal Athletic Association bout between the Rams and the Black Bears as they go on the ground to Santana Fiss. And the ball was spotted at the 40-yard line. He gets about 3 yards. They need midfield for a first at the 50. So you can afford to play your whole playbook here, Mo, but obviously the clock is in the back of your mind because it keeps ticking.
Well, you call that power play, get a couple of yards, right? It sets up your next play. It sets something up. It allows the offensive coordinator to maybe think about it for a couple seconds, see what he wants to do, make a quick decision on now the 2nd and 7.
Trips on the top of the formation. Irrefin motions towards the line. They're going to throw it, and it is reeled in. That's Moss again.
Sorry.
That's
a tight end.
That's a tight end. That's Gilbert. Another receiver involved now for Maine.
That's just a great play, physical play on the football. Good job by Gilbert tracking that in and holding on to it with the defender draped over the back.
Gilbert becomes the 11th receiver to catch a pass today, as the quarterback rolls out and it's incomplete. He was looking for the running back Santana Fiss in the flat, and it falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 4:27. So 11 receivers have caught balls today. 22 catches, 8 of them from Moss. And then 7 receivers have caught 1 pass. So Maine continues to share the football. Carter Peavy has been good today. 229 yards through the air, a touchdown. No turnovers for either side yet. Peavy is 22 of 30 today. Another high completion percentage game. Quarterback drops back, steps up, and he's taken down. Rams get to him again. This time it's a defensive back. Braden Price came off the edge and takes down the quarterback. That is the 4th sack of the day for the Rams.
Call that cat blitz right there. Great job by Price coming off the edge, dipping his shoulder around the tackle on the outside on the far side of your screen. Just a great job making a play on the quarterback. A nice sack. Now it sets up a 3rd and 15, 3rd and 16.
Yeah, 3rd and really long here. And this is obviously 4-down territory for Maine.
So now it brings up the question of, do you go for half of it, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
do you run a medium play, or do you try to get it all in one bite?
Takes the snap. Peavy, pressure. Peavy steps up, flicks it upfield again. And another smart play from Peavy as he finds Santana Fiss, who's been so reliable. He's got 89 yards on the ground, and through the air now his 2nd catch of the game. Brings up 4th and short now, 4th and 4.
I like their chemistry, all right? When Peavy gets the pressure, all right? Good job by Santana Fiss to find an open area, get to it towards the side of where the pressure's coming from, all right? Wherever he's rolling, and just a great job by Peavy to flip the ball out to him. Again, 2nd time we've seen that today.
The Rams have stopped the Black Bears once already on 4th down. See if they can do it a 2nd time. Pressure. Back goes Peavy and down goes Peavy. Another sack from the Rams. Coming out of the bottom of the pile is Hightower. And Rhode Island gets to the quarterback again. It's a turnover on downs, and the Rams will take over at midfield.
Rhode Island just sending pressure. We'll take a look at it on the screen. I believe that was pressure right up the middle by Hightower. Just a great job tracking down the quarterback. You know, they run a little
please put
cross-buck blitz right there. Good job coming down and just finding the quarterback.
2-5-4.
Pressure originally, though, by the defensive line. That's Case Mankins doing a great, I believe that was Case Mankins, or Primrose, excuse me. Just a great job. And now Rhode Island can take over and run out these final 3 minutes.
5 sacks today, resulting in 33 yards lost for this Rhode Island defensive unit. 6 tackles for loss for the Rams. An exceptional defensive performance yet again, as Rhode Island will go on the ground. Malik Grant, his 20th carry of the day.
2nd charge, timeout of the half.
Maine takes a timeout.
It'll be 30 seconds.
So they have 2 remaining after that timeout. Still got
Correction,
the 2-minute timeout as well.
First charge, timeout of the half.
So, Mo, is there any chance, if you're Maine and you're getting in the timeout, obviously you're taking these timeouts to stop the clock, but if you force a 3 and out, I mean, crazier things have happened. If you can use your timeouts before the 2-minute timeout, obviously it's the 2-score game, but you're just trying to extend this game as far as you can.
Exactly, and that's something that Rhode Island needs to take into account, all right? You got to run the rock. You got to start to get some yards, all right? You know that Maine's going to bring some pressure, all right? Sell out fully on the run. All right, you just have to make blocks. If you're this Rhode Island offensive line, you have to make blocks, and you got to use all of the clock that's on. If Maine doesn't call a timeout, excuse me, you have to use the clock up and put them in a position to call their timeouts.
That's right. 2nd and 8 now after the 2-yard gain. They go on the ground again. Getting back to the line of scrimmage is Grant. So you're forcing Maine to play with their timeouts here.
2nd charge, timeout
Maine
of the half.
takes their second.
Maine.
So it's same old song and dance again. 1 yard game brings up 3rd and 7.
Maine needs a heroic comeback right now, okay? They need to get the stop, turnover on downs, and then the offense has to go to work and work extremely quick if you're Maine.
Yeah, time is of the essence, of course. Good time to check in around the CAA, see what's happened today. A couple games have gone final. Richmond and Bryant, the Spiders, come to Rhode Island, but visit Smithfield, Rhode Island, take down Bryant 41-14. Delaware up on New Albany 14-6. Hampton and Elon in a close bout, 17-14 Hampton. And Towson up on Monmouth, who comes in here next week, do the Hawks 20-14. Back here in Kingston on 3rd down. They go back on the ground. Grant trying to get the outside edge and spinning. He'll be shy of the 1st down, but it'll force Maine to take their final timeout with 2:32 left to go in the 4th quarter. So they get all of their timeouts in before the first, or rather before the 2-minute timeout. And now again it becomes decision time for Jim Fleming. Do you punt it away and give Maine the ball back? And to your point, Mo, they need a near impossible comeback where the odds are stacked against them. Or do you gamble and go for it and try to just end the game?
If I'm Jim Fleming, I think that I'd punt it away. Your defense
it's only
is
a difference
great.
of 20 yards, though.
Well, here's the thing is that would you rather Maine have to go 90 yards into the wind, or do you want to risk it? Now they get the ball at the 40-yard line, or if you stop them in the backfield, it's 40, the 44.
I think you are onto something if you're up 1 score.
But you're up 2 scores.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Do you want to play with it? They get a quick score, an onside kick, then they get the ball back again. The offense is going to come out into the field.
Well, he could also do what we saw Maine try to do earlier, which is just try to draw on offsides. You got 2 timeouts, waste it. But they got a offensive set out there as Farrell comes up to the line of scrimmage.
Nope.
And they're not going to snap this ball. Trying to draw Maine off sides. So, Mo, they split the difference here with us. We debated it, and they took the one that we weren't even debating. Try to draw them off sides. Doesn't work. They take a timeout, and now, presumably, you're right. He's going to play the field position, just punt it. He's been confident. I think you're right, though, Mo. Actually, now that we've talked about this over the last few games we've called together. Jim Fleming has been playing with field position a lot and electing to go with his defense. He's got that defensive-minded background.
Exactly. And I've played on Jim Fleming teams before. The faith is in the defense.
I mean, there have been really good defensive players that have come through under Coach Fleming, but this might be the best defense he's had.
An honest opinion, I think this is the best Rhode Island defense that we've seen in a very long time. I mean, this is the best defense Rhode Island's had since I was born. I'm 23 years old. Okay?
Yeah.
Can we put it that way?
I'm cool with that.
All right.
It's good. It's a good way to find some understanding here. Good punt. Good punt from Rhode Island. And it's going to roll into the end zone.
They thought it was going out of bounds. You got to hustle to that football to down it. If you're Rhode Island special
Maine will start now at the 25. Go ahead.
I mean, on the special teams play, all right? You got to get down there to down the football. You're in a position where you can pin them inside their own 10. You got to hustle down to the ball. And I understand you're reading the return man. Where is he going? I don't want to run into him. There's many factors. But also, again, all right, now you give them the ball 15 yards back. Now they got to go 75. So
Maine has no ability to stop the clock outside of the new 2-minute timeout. But that's it. So you got to think here, they got to try to get as much ground to cover in 24 seconds. Play clock's at 10. They take it, they snap it. Peavy spinning around, Peavy's got nowhere to go, and he's going to get taken down again. Another sack for URI.
Great job by the Rhode Island defensive front, just creating pressure and getting up the field, causing havoc and taking him down.
That one is Kareem Wilson Jr.
It's a Miami guy.
2 minutes left to go here.
Timeout.
Separates Rhode Island from its 7th victory of the season. We'll step aside.
Hey, sorry it's been a while. I've been so busy and there's always so much to do here. I'm just staying present and taking it all in. I'm learning a lot. Classes have been challenging, but I have some really great people helping me figure it out. Anything's possible here. I just wanted to check in and let you know that I'm finding my place, just like you said I would.
There's been a tradition amongst pioneers, laborers, immigrants, neighbors. Transcending down through generations, it has been learned, inherited, and with us, well, it's in our blood. All we have is one another, fueling each other's fire as we grow together in community, in our work, and in life. So we're proud to carry on this great American tradition of being there when it counts.
See friends, see food, see view. The Coast Guard House Restaurant.
2 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. After another sack from URI, Maine is facing 2nd and long, 2nd and 20. Ball at the 10, they need the 30. As it's dumped off, again to Santana Fiss, who gets some of those yards back to be shy of the original line of scrimmage.
Now you get the 3rd and long now, Stone. What are you gonna do? You gotta try to find Moss. That's your guy.
3rd and 13. It's obviously 4-down territory as it's thrown over the middle, caught, spinning away, still up on his feet, and down it'll bring up 4th down, but that is Mo Irafin, who we've seen a couple times today.
They run that 4 vert, or excuse me, they run the verts on the trip side, the clear out, then you hit the drag underneath. Safe throw, brings up the 4th and medium.
4th and 3, this is the game right here. Scanning, steps up, avoids some pressure. Peavy rolling out on 4th down. He's going to throw it downfield, and it is reeled in by Moss. Wow.
This clock is getting thin now, Stone. 56 seconds on the clock.
As I say, the good news is you get the 1st down. The bad news is that choose clock and you didn't get out of bounds. But Moss with his 9th reception of the day. 50 seconds and rolling left to go here in quarter number 4. Rhode Island up 2 scores. Peavy dumps it off to Santana Fiss, and they keep him in bounds. He's shy of the 40-yard line. Brings up 2nd down, 30 seconds and rolling left to go here.
Maine's going to get down the field. The clock is going to run out on him. No way to stop the clock.
24 seconds remaining as Peavy dumps it off, and it's nearly intercepted. Incomplete, though, in front of the intended receiver, Gillette. So with 20 seconds left, clock stopped there. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedules here. Maine has a tough one next week. They got to go into SEC country against Oklahoma. Bryant, Elon, and New Hampshire. Rhode Island gets Monmouth at home and at Delaware. Albany, and then at Bryant. Maine, believe it or not, though, has beaten an SEC team. Did you know that, Mo? They beat Mississippi State.
When?
2006. At Mississippi State, obviously, as it's a 1st down conversion. Santana Fiss, that'll stop the clock momentarily on the 1st down, but then the clock will start rolling once the chains are set. And this game is all but solidified. Final 10 seconds begin to roll away. It's complete and met right away. Braden Price. It's rather jarred incomplete, so 3 seconds left. Maine will have to snap the football one more time. An impressive performance here from Rhode Island. Rams will go to 7-1, 4-0 in CAA play. Maine will go to 4-4 overall and slip below 500 to 2-3 in conference play. 3 seconds left. Maine takes the snap. Peavy throws it over the middle. It's caught by Moss again. Trying to keep this game alive. No, he just goes down. He's taken away, and that will do it. Rhode Island gets the victory here on homecoming weekend, 24-14. Rhode Island over the Maine Black Bears for the 3rd consecutive year, and more importantly, staying undefeated against FCS competition, undefeated against the CAA. Rams go to 7-1 overall, 4-0 in league play. Montana Friselli.
What a win for Rhode Island. A classic battle here at Meade Stadium today. A great job by Rhode Island executing when they needed to. Good job by the defense holding strong at the end of the game. Rhode Island, to me, has proven a playoff team.
That's win